Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down. Turn over the question. Call me over. What can me go let me my industry my team what can you help each that kind of needed like a vulture not juice but not test when we can go not keep it rock top not should I say I need a glass of water you try to put the new job Put your nails done, get a pedicure, get your hair did. You try to bring up the time, but then my hands with the time. But you can't keep so young. Like me, God, I'm supposed to try, make oh, God, begins to kind of send me every time. Don't show my ass no true. Don't show so you see what I'm doing. It's you you gotta get let me search it. I'm not it's you it's you type and what Chinese is your time ain't no shame, ladies, do your thing. Just make sure you ahead of the game. Look down a lot of things. Look between my name. Look, please give a game or song. Picture black saying, oh, this is my side. Look, young baby, with my star. Make sure you know star. With the chest, I don't have that star. I told y'all you only relax. Why you act dumb like who you go? So you act dumb like who go? Every drummer boy don't go from. We just have some of this cinema. It's Delicious definition, that voice below. They want my treasures so they get pleasures from both. You can see me in squeeze me. I'm easy, I'm squeeze. I got reasons why I tease them. Boys just come and go in seasons. Fuck delicious, so delicious. Like, I ain't promiscuous. And if you were suspicious, all that shit is fictitious. No kisses. That cookie was I'm right. Maybe I'm down the line just to watch what I got. So delicious, delicious, delicious. Delicious definition. Them boys go crazy. They always claim they know me, coming to me, coming. They say I'm the F to the E, R, G, the I, the E, and no other lady put it down like me. I'm delicious, so delicious. Why stay vicious? I'm up in the gym, just working on my fitness, keep my fitness. I'm right, we down the line, just watch what I got.
Fresh so clean, then she go back with the boomerang, sending me in the eye. This bitch just fine, I came to the club, out at the left time. I play with you, glad that line. Doing almost got it gone down. Pretty much swimming me now, to the door, then I'm off, I'm threatening me now. She couldn't know about this shit goes. I'm gonna like this, go put your nails working. On the clothes out, fucking naked. You get old, don't get it for snaggy. I'm locked in, pussy like this. Cause you ain't gonna be a CBI, it's good, you know what I mean? So I bought with, and we all like to see ass and titties. No one your ass up into a hole. And let me see you get low. Keep on this good now. Niggas to the top. You know, lay your ass on that. What? You can keep your ass where you at. One more time, Oh, and wiggle with it, yeah. Oh, and wiggle with it, yeah. Oh, and wiggle with it, yeah. Oh, and wiggle with it, one more time. Get your friends. You can be stand out without breaking my head. Said it again. You ask the question. Time up, nigga, plans to be a daily position. Oh, to the left, you ain't back there. But talk to me, put songs already. Nigga, tell a nigga we hard, man. You change to see game. One song, baby. One song, baby. Pop it on the road, do your thing, baby. Slide down there, get some little kid, then stop. Big on the floor, keep your balance, then drop. Now bring it back up, your ass like, hey, I just wanna see what that dirty thing. You ain't no better than thing. And put it on the map like, one more. And go, you know, working a little bit, lady. I gotta get you a little harder. If I got the other ladies, they look good tonight. Yeah, my nigga, Diane is in the air right now, man. This shit right here. Scott, nigga. Yeah, and I see you, nigga. Shut this going on. Lots of folks in this happening, nigga. I'm from the Bronx, New York. Shit happening. It's happening. But it's hard. This squad got a scar on the face. This is a girl and this is ice. For me, for the charm, nigga, this is life. The phantom in front of the building, Trinity, yeah. Can't be a militant, they still thinking we die. Haven't done too much to go. Why you think motherfuckers nickname it talk shit? Should have been called on Rob. No, or maybe grand larceny. I didn't put the pieces to the puzzle. To the song, I knew me and my people was a bubble. Came out the gate on the float. Shit, that nigga really shot him with the local kid. Dancing, pull up, dancing, to the rock away. Lean back, lean back, lean back. I said, my niggas don't dance, we just pull up, dancing, to the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back.
To the easy, into the wizard, my arms stay breezy, the dawn stay I got they, I'm in the seven because and I what if I so I can ride till I die with an action jacket, about the cop, and me shit, my niggas in the club, but you know they not dancing, we get the same dance, don't dance, so never mind how we got here, but pay admission and about the car seconds, and we walk around the medical detective, and it really ain't a need for a VIP section in the middle of the dance floor, reckless checking, steady, like my necklace started blasting now, what the fuck I call a chain reaction, see, money ain't a thing, nigga, the same niggas, just change everybody,
Just don't dance, just pull up, dancing, to the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. I said, my niggas don't dance, just pull up, dancing, to the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. Looking better now, cookies coming now. When I just walk the block, and you now see, just get tight when you work. Middle is what you can till I hurt. Feeling people, I show crack it all type of shit. How the biggest drug road to all the fights and shit. If Papa Bronx come, then they crash. Squares after rappers get blow like that. The line being bright and power hurt you. These fat niggas see the main king sex commercial. Even Lil Bad where I'm throwing it up. Walking like that, so they keep telling me to sleep. Nigga, they are. I don't want to sleep. They couldn't name niggas. I didn't keep it. Mother.
I'm gonna tell niggas stop this phone. You go do, I'm gonna you niggas, you chill. Please stop it. It's the last 10 years. Niggas, you're working for the kids. Because of your boy. Where my niggas at? I know what's going on. Too much for y'all to the power police. Shout out to niggas. And come on. And they're leaving the
Alright, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style of you. I love money. Your money, see. So, yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. And I got no pound. I'm a little fool in town, and I'm way down by the underground. I'm sick of all the heresy you got in the show. So just let me introduce myself. My name is Pumpy. I'm with my fancy. Oh, how I like to pump it. And all around the city, I'm pumpy. I'm selling sorry, you know. I love the young things, giving a call when it's turning me. I like the boss, I'm like a big funky, I'm so funky. I like my oatmeal lucky, I'm just with this. That's the max. But sometimes I get ridiculous. I'll pick up all your crackers and your licorice. Oh, yo, black girl, come here, come here. Skinny. Stop me. See, I'm a freak. I like to come with the film. I like got busy in a Burger King bathroom. I'm crazy. I'm amazing. With what it is so crazy. Still getting in the girl plans. Come on. Watch me. So you'll come in. Funny about it. Because I can explain this. What you can do. Okay, oh yeah, because in the 69, my Humpty nose will tickle your rear. My nose is big. I'm not ashamed, big like a pickle. I'm still getting paid. I get laid by the ladies, you know I'm in charge. I'm living in my nose is large. I'm like Cupid, I just not like lifted. I say I'm like a lot. I'm going to say just rub them in the biscuit. You know, it's a fight. Well, yeah, I get the obvious. I just like the white. I'm just a little bit. I'm with your hands. I'm coming with you, my hand. Come on. Right here. I told y'all a little bit about myself. Sing a little bit about the jazz. It's real easy to do. Check it out. So it's gonna sound like my baby's working. The God, I was scared. You got pumpkin. Say, no, I got to have okay, that's right. Go from high to low. Better run the bullshit. This is my dance, y'all. I'm gonna dance. Going on with the same nigga time. Get paid. I'm getting chopped. Round shit. Round your way to it. I'm going to think like it's not. Huh. Come on, let's go.
Fuck with me if you want to. These expensive, these is red bottoms, these is dirty shoes. Take the sport, I can get them both. I don't want to. Then I'm quick, cut a nigga off a do the comfortable. I don't dance now, I make money move. Say I don't gotta dance, I make money move. If I see you now, sit, that means I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss, you a worker, bitch. I make bloody move. Now she say, don't do what a hoop. Let's find out and see. Cardi B, you know where I'm at, you know where I be. You in the club, this is party, and there I get paid a fee. I be in and out them gangs so much I know they proud of me. Honestly, don't give a fuck about who in front of me. But to make they think they look what they freaking as hard as me. I don't bother with these hoes, don't let these hoes bother me. They see pictures, they say ghosts, bitch I'm putting on of me. I might be feeling some cake, I might just show it some food, I might be feeling some cake, my pussy feel like cake. I let him do what he wants, buy me Easter. If you want, when it comes to horse, in the streets, niggas probably got a miss, gotta fight and fix my teeth. You was going in, and I pay my mama bills. I ain't got no time to chill. Things be mad at me, they baby father, wanna kill it, little bitch. You can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottoms, these is blood shoes. I can get them both, I don't want to. Then I'm quick, cut a nigga off, but do the comfortable. I don't dance now, I make money move. Say I don't gotta dance, I make money move. If I see you now, sit, that means I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss, you a worker, bitch. I make bloody move. You a pussy, you get popped. You a goofy, you a up. If you come around my way, you can't hang around my back. And I just check my account, turns out I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. I put my hand above my head, I bet you think I say, get the money and go. This shit is hot like a stove. My pussy glitter is gold. Tell that little bitch say her roll. I just go over no rolls. I just came up in no race. I need to fill up the tank. No, I need to fill up the safe. I need to let all these hoes know they look like they never you a big nothing fake. I used to real can relate. I used to live in the beat. I used to feel with the game. It's like I'm the last. These bitches know. These kids be so for like the sun is taking another
Shorty a little body, shorty my little bone thing, and shorty got the shine. Shorty be catching hoes, so every time I fuck with her, I got it on the cover, and I kept it on the cover. It's no big sense, no. Every time I fuck, she call me cover. My little mama bad, I see the pussy, she face like yo. She be cool like that for I'm a sing, you be shot this in the sun. I need a piece of get off your knees, you don't gotta cry to me. I'm your best friend, baby, you don't gotta lie. I get you everything that you want. You need to notice and you want to show this up. Gotta tell me that you're the best. So listen up your best. So many nights. So loving on the promise. Give me breaks. Now you wanna give you one with your face. So I gotta get them ready on your best. Get you up. Said you get back. Cause every night's time. You text if you go to the car. You did it again. Show me a little bit. Show me a little cool. And show me that. You need to get your own soul. Every time I fuck what I remember. And I can't tell it. Cause I'm kissing too.
Been that bitch, still that bitch. Will forever be that bitch. Yeah, I'm the hood Mona Lisa, break a nigga into pieces. Had to X some cheesy niggas out my circle like a piece. Way too exclusive. I don't shop on Insta boutiques. All the money last clothes on fit fake boots. Catfish, still talking cash shit. Could be like, I'm a mother and relaxing. I'm tripping on a nigga if I had him. Bitch, that's my trash. You the bed, so you bad. I'm a stupid. Classic, bougie, ratchet, sassy, say, acting stupid. What's happening? Bitch, I'm a savage. Classic, bougie, ratchet, sassy, acting stupid. What's happening? Bitch, what's happening? Give me and record it, but your edge of I'm showing. I keep my niggas private, so it's AP all I'm showing. Rapping with you bitches really getting kind of boring. If it ain't about the money, then don't ignore it. What the fuck? Oh, he's just there. I keep a lot, I keep a watch, I keep a let's play a game, so let's say I put it, bitch. I'm still that bitch. I'm a savage. Sassy, acting stupid. What's happening? Bitch, what's happening? Bitch, I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, sassy, acting stupid. What's happening? Bitch, what's happening? Oh, hey, nigga, that head is still a bitch. Oh, that is right, you know it. Oh, I keep on bitching, niggas, bitches still a bitch. Hey, don't let that nigga get you up and beat you. How we gonna call it? Niggas, this bitch turn my little nigga with. Oh, how me the lamb, kiss me if you can. Oh, I'm kicking bitches, they stop and really chan. Niggas say I taste like sugar, but ain't shit sweet.
From my city, alone, from my home, from my city, home, from my city, alone, from my city, home, from my city, home, from my city, home, from my city, alone, from my city, home, from my city. When they see me out, they see the old dealership. Send them pussy niggas running straight back to the dealership. Give me my face, trying to work in that stuff. This is the niggas. Call that bitch my body. Yeah. Rolling out the jewelry, young gon' do security. Everything we got, harder than get on me. If you wanna come and get it, you know I can super straight. My spots and now I'm working out. Though you niggas hungry, come and get the super cake. I think happy birthday, yeah, I got the super cake. On the camera, then I used to like the super cake. Over the city, over the city, go on the side, go on the side, go on go. I apologize if you see that the girl that I see around town hate to see brown, but I rather see her smiling, witness all around me and connect with me. Makes no sense, I know crazy. Give up all this pussy cat that's in my lap, no looking back to spaceships. Y'all come equipped with the rear view mirrors, big dip, as quick as they can. The atmosphere is now ripped. I'm so like a pimp. I'm glad it's night, solely light from the sun, with light burning on my bum when I shoot the moon. I jump the broom, like a preemie out the womb. On the subject, you sure? Fuck it, I regret. Take that bitch, do you dirty? We'll walk her ass out as in detergent. Go to the altar. I know you ain't a pimp, but pimp. Remember what I taught you. Keep your heart, 3 stacks. Keep your heart. Hey, keep your heart, 3 stacks. Keep your heart. Man, these girls are smart. 3 stacks, these girls are smart. Play your part. Play your part. In the streets like it on top of the club. Money on the dresser. Drive a compressor. Top notch hoes get the most. The lesser. Trans like the fuck of $40. Come to give it all. They got $1,000 pop. I'm pulling feelings off the line. Smash up the dollar, hit the parking lot, return head. Some hoes on the tube, but the bitch is too scary. The bitch told me you ain't a pimp, you a fairy. Baby, you been on the solo time, we get down with the team. Any, many decisions with precision I pick or make my selection. Oh, watch it. Yeah, girl, don't touch my protection. I know you won't pick the slip, but slipping is something I don't do. Tip it for life. That's like making it rain every month on schedule. Let me tell you, get your parasol umbrella, cause it's gonna get wetter. Better prepare your mother. She's supposed to spend it on that baby, but we see she
As Paul McCartney, the lawyers couldn't stop. The slaughter of them pockets had to tie to a rock.
send her into outer space. I know she could, cause she bacon, can we get bacon? She's good, I can make the calculate the next hit of the last one.
Jump in the gut, wrong from the beginning. Y'all better choose the right one or get the kitties up.
I cannot. I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot. It's a lot. Fuck it, never mind what I got. They don't watch that cause I came up, that's all me. Stay true, that's all me. No help, that's all me. All me for real. Came up, that's all me. Stay true, that's all me. No help, that's all me. All me for real.
Money on my mind, you should think the same. Shades on, pink ring. Don't these hoes, I need quarantine in the same league. We don't bow the same. Want all the fame. Hear this shit all the time.
I can complain, I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot, it's a lot. Fuck it, never mind what I got. Nigga, don't watch that, cause I came up, that's all me. Stay true, that's all me. That's all me. Came up, that's all me. Stay true, that's all me. No help, that's all me. I was man by 86, ain't a fucking girl that used to babysit. Everything. I can complain, I cannot. I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot, it's a lot. Fuck that, never mind what I got. Nigga, don't watch that, cause I can't. Stay true, that's all me. That's all me. Me for real. Came up, that's all me. Stay true, that's all. Oh, shut the fuck. I got way too much content, so I learned from what I've been through. Finna do what I didn't do and still waking up like the rest. Not complicated, it's simple. I got sex, he's a whole kids. It took him home. So, but I still take my time. Man, I guess I'm just cool. That's cool fashion. Nigga, see what I'm saying? No,
Listas, ya comienza el espectáculo de Night Football. Sebastián Martínez, Cristian que regresa al aire nuevamente la bienvenida a Top Balls. De mí con el trabajo que han hecho.
Where's the remote?
Es realmente destacarse.
Sin lugar a dudas, de Corrales ha creado todo sobre la defensiva. La intención de Houston es absolutamente extraordinaria. Top Post, bien de mente defensiva. Y en el centro de ese tipo de defensiva tiene dos estandartes que los pone. Vamos a estar hablando a lo largo del año.
Sabemos el tercer miembro de este equipo de Costa Rica. ¿Tienes más información de campo adelante?
They lose Joe in their win yesterday over Jacksonville, and Tom Bowles crew is trying to get to 2-5 straight years. What she said coming into this game, every time because on the road, he put the division can't come out of it with a win. Come and get you
Probably needs to be turned up too.
Agent Robinson was got 6 sacks. So that is a much improved Falcons team, especially defensively, if you don't believe me. Tampa Bay on the Thursday before. Cincinnati with the ball. This is the rookie Jalen Miller. A 33-yard return by Jalen Noel, the rookie from Iowa State. Carried to C.J. Stroud, working in concert with Nick Caley, his new offensive coordinator. And there are his numbers, just 158 pass yards in that week-long loss. And to me, there are still question marks with that offensive line in front of him. Withdrawal. That's the way the night starts for C.J. Stroud. We'll take a look at the lineup for the Houston offense. Their backs, their receivers, they've got Nick Chubb, the longtime Cleveland Brown, now in their backfield. And the offensive line, they traded away Laramie Tunsil. And they've got a rookie starting at left tackle, Ariante Ursary.
But getting Ed Ingram back this week at right guard kind of puts everybody back in their original positions of where they thought they were going to be coming. Offensive line last week also.
Here's nice over the middle. We got 9, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 1. Quick strike from C.J. Stroud. And this defense for Bulls, George Edwards, for this defensive group is anchored by that big man in the middle in Vita Vea. Todd Bowles said he is the strength of our defense, but they're good at every level.
Yeah, they are very well coached. A lot of players who have been in this system for a few years. Todd Bowles has been doing it one way for many years in this league. He's aggressive. They play a physical brand of football defensively.
And they line up and get a yard on handing it to Chubb. The answer is yes, if I'm to believe the official running in from the far side of the field. He is veering a little. It is very close to 1st down yardage. The Buccaneers thinking it's 4th down. And it is a 1st down for the Nico Lions offense, and it wasn't easy.
No, it was not easy, and it's for the reason that you said a moment ago, Joe. When you're trying to run into the teeth of that defense and big Vita Vea right in the middle, and that's a big part of this new offensive run game. Right here at the nose tackle is number 50, Vita Vea. Jared Patterson making the start tonight at center. Not able to get much movement, but they got just enough for Chubb to pick it up.
They go back to the ground. It's Chubb, and he lost yardage. That met the backfield by Sebastian Dennis. And a loss of 2, and Dennis was not alone.
Hey, Kalijah Kancey, number 94, you're going to see the job that he does, and he just wrecks this play right from the start. I mean, he blows it up, and then you've got 2 more hats there to finish it off. It's a much different run game
from the one we've seen from the Houston Texans the last 2 years under offensive coordinator Bobby Schwartz. A lot of inside the tackle run from Houston this year. On second down, Shem with some room in front of him. And Shem is down there, maybe just inside. 27 yards on a screen. The center, Jared Patterson, was out there leading the way.
Well, Ed Ingram, number 69 at right guard, he gets just enough in order to free him up and allow him then to get on the edge. And then, like you said, outside blocking in front of him. And so a nice screen pass, take a little bit of pressure with pass rush coming at the quarterback. That's a nice job of executing the play.
William Marks, the rookie running back from USC, now in the backfield next to Stroud. On first down, let's see if he was indeed inbounds.
He's got it there. The right toe comes down in.
The question is, was the left foot still down when he secured the catch? It's a scoring play, so they will obviously look at it.
Yeah, Joe, in this situation, what they're going to be looking at is whether the shin early on the field of the touchdown is under further review. Whether the shin touches the ground before the top of the leg touches the out bounce, but it looks like you also might have 2 feet touching the ground after you have control. So they'll take a look at this, but I think they'll stay with it.
There's a good look right there. Left foot is the right foot dragging in the end zone. What a catch by Collins. The call when we.
Oh, you need my beautiful new what? Well, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, I went and found the right auto insurance rate for me. You know this thing can traverse any terrain.
Terrain? That's not what you call your auntie's driveway. Some things you can handle, like finding auto insurance coverage that's right for you with Progressive's Name Your Price tool.
Wait, what happened to the poop?
Handling what your loved ones say about you. Not so much.
Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. What's in your wallet?
The new Popeye's Hot Ones menu has something for the spice curious, the spice lovers, and the full-fledged certified spice lords. That flavor's fire. Attempt the Popeye's Hot Ones menu. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond. With airless tires designed for exploring new frontiers. Michelin, motion for life. There are a million ways to express yourself as a fan. It's all about taking something like a jersey and making it your own. I love that you can show your support and your style. Fan like a pro at NFLshop.com.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, beloved TV star, musician, husband, father, his heartbreaking, shocking death, and now his mother with Robin.
What is it that you were told about that day?
The emotional interview.
Are you having love for folks?
Tomorrow morning on GMA.
Well, that last look before we went to break told you all you needed to know. The touchdown call has been confirmed. Nico Collins with a brilliant catch for the Texans' first touchdown of the season.
Yeah, really a great job. These two teams a year ago were the top 2 teams scoring on their opening possession to start a game. Last week, both teams scored 3-0. So we said coming into this game, really important in light of not being able to score a touchdown a week ago. Houston had some success early in this game. No better way to go to your playmaker, Nico Collins.
Amy Fairbank, his first extra season is with a 3 field goal tries last year. If Townsend holding, he knocks it through. Sorry, Joe. Go back and take a look at this touchdown. And Winfield is here at safety. As soon as he moves to the middle, C.J. Stroud knows he's got one-on-one with Nico Collins against Zion McCollum, and he's going to take that shot all day. This is a perfect throw by C.J. Stroud to lay it out there and give Big Nico an opportunity to make a play. He makes these look routine. And look at the feed, able to get both down before he headed out of bounds. The Houston offense did not have a play last week in week 1 of 25-plus yards. They had 2 on their opening drive, back-to-back big plays, 27-yard pass on the screen to Chubb, and a 20 touchdown to Nico Collins. Well, and Nico Collins last week, he only had 5 targets. He had 2 receptions in the game, and 5 targets for him is not enough. And so you know that there was an emphasis coming into this game. Hey, we're going to get some one-on-one looks. Let's try to get the ball to Nico. The 35, it will come. Mayfield. What a 3-year run he has had with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in his time as a starter. He hasn't missed a start. He's 20-15. He's now number 2 in the NFL in touchdown passes since he came to Tampa Bay, because Jared Goff had 5 touchdowns in Lions win against Chicago. And we have the Lions taking on the Ravens next week on Monday Night Football. That wasn't a very nice homecoming that they gave to Ben Johnson returning to Detroit. But, man, what an offensive performance that was. And Jared Goff, congratulations. They initially put the ball at the 20 and then said, oh, wait, we're in a new era. Out to the 35 again. Mayfield is in trouble. He's looking at it simple and throws it over his head for an incompletion. There's a lot to talk about with this offense. First of all, they're playing without Chris Godwin and Jalen McMillan. They still have Mike Evans. They have the rookie Abuka. They have Bucky Irving. They have Rashad White. But it's the offensive line on this side now with the switch. Barton going out to left tackle from his usual center spot. And Graham Barton had an outstanding game last week. But if there was ever a game you wanted that man, Tristan Wirfs, in the lineup, it's the ninth. One of the best left tackles in all of football. Here's Irvin, and he had a fight for 4 yards. Toho made the stop. And he is right in the middle of this Texans defense, which is outstanding up front, especially on the edges with Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter. I'm not sure they have a weak link on this unit. Awfully good at every level. And, of course, it starts with these guys right here flying off yet. They're down at 6. Extra man on the rush. That's Mike Evans. He's from Galveston, Texas. He played at Texas A&M, and he makes a kick for 8 in the first. You see the pressure that Baker Mayfield is facing early in this game. There's a 5-man rush. You got to get the ball out. If you watch that game last week, for the LA Rams against the Texans, Matthew Stafford just simply was not going to hold the football, and he was successful doing it. But the defensive front is just too good to hold on to the football for Baker Mayfield. On first down, Mayfield protected. Going to go down the middle of the field. That ball was underthrown, and Booker was covered pretty well. Yeah, he was covered good, all right. Kalen Bullock is here. He's going to go deep. But Aziz Al-Shaair, he's got to carry it down the middle, and you can see the speed that he has. And you're not going to get a better opportunity than he has on that play to make the interception. Just unable to make the catch. But he showed what athleticism he has, being able to run that deep. On 2nd and 10, wide open over the middle, and the first down catch is made by Cade Ott. And that's the first catch by a tight end for the Buccaneers to start this year, and it belongs to number 88.
You know, K-Dot is one of those guys who rarely comes off the field, and with the wide receivers that they have, sometimes he becomes a forgotten guy. But he's so dependable when he's not a real big deep threat, but he's awfully reliable. Great job hanging for the football after that hit.
There's your TV right here. Here's your TV right here. That's your TV right here. That's just your TV.
It's TV, right?
Right here. That should go into that speaker and then out.
They just didn't even try to run it. In 23, they couldn't run it. And then Bucky Irving comes in, and last year he has a first 1,000-yard rusher since 2015, averaged over 5 yards a carry.
Second down and 4. Mayfield steps through. Throws up the run. He's got Sterling Shepard. He's got a first down. Baker Mayfield showing what he can do as he worked his way out to the edge and had his eyes downfield.
You know, Baker's not one of these scramblers, but yet he's really effective when he does it. And Sterling Shepard, there's two guys out there trying to track him down. He just keeps playing through the ball. And Baker gets outside the pocket, trusts him to work back to him, and delivers a good football.
Those two have been doing that since they were at Oklahoma.
Yes, they have. And Sterling Shepard, watching him, he did a lot of great things with the Giants, and then it looked like he was banged up. And boy, he looks about as healthy as I've seen him in a long time.
Just get the play away. Here is Evans using his. We'll see. There are flags, and this might be on Evans. He shoved it Stingley, and it is against number 13.
You see the right hand, he extends it. That's a good call.
Personal appearance. Offense number 13. 6'9" Pro Bowler he is 6'5", 231 feeder, and he got that arm extended and got the flag.
That's the right idea. He gets the penalty, and there's good call. That's going to be a good matchup. Eric Stingley typically would play the defensive left corner position this week. And this is going to be a good matchup. It looks like that's what they're going to do in this ball game tonight. Pair him up against Mike Evans.
Brings up 1st and 20 instead of 1st and goal with the 2. Nice move. And takes it down near the 18. Jalen Petrie on the stop at a gain of 10.
Talked about that offensive line. Luke Gedeke, the right tackle, he was a little iffy coming into this ball game. Had an ankle injury that he suffered week 1, and he signed a new extension coming into this season. So they really like their right tackle. They love their left tackle, Tristan Wirth, when he's healthy. That's a good group. But Graham Martin, he draws the assignment tonight. And we'll see as we move through this game, but not many guys will go from center to be playing out in space at left tackle.
Wirtz came back to practice this week. He's getting closer. Mayfield ends up. Touchdown, Ryan Miller. First catch of the year for number 81. And so you worry about Abuka, Evans, and Otten and Irving, and then Ryan Miller gets you for a 20-yard touchdown.
It's not what Mayfield wanted to go to the football. That was his read in the progression. You're going to see Baker as he looks to his right. He's working the right side with Sterling Shepard. He comes back, and a really nice route by Ryan Miller. But the reason he's able to get back to him, that offensive line giving him the time to get to his third guy in the progression.
Extra point to tie it. Time a clock. Missed one. So he knocks this one through. And the third career touchdown catch. The second-year pro for Perfect. Shout out Brad Faxon. Furman graduate. He's in. We're at 7-6. With SoFi, you can trade stocks, ETFs, and invest in IPOs at IPO prices. Because when it comes to your money, you're the playmaker. Get up to $3,000 in stock when you open and fund a SoFi Invest account. SoFi, get your money right.
At Burger King, you write the rules of value. New rule number 10, I mix and match my way. Here's 7 tasty items, and I can get 2 for $5 or 3 for $7. That's all up to me. The $5 deal or $7 trio. The Burger King Classics the fan base. Choose your deal.
Lowe's knows when you start grilling, the guest list starts rolling. That's why we help you get everything you need and more. Mind if I crash the party?
Dak Prescott.
To help make the most out of every gathering this fall.
Appreciate you guys.
Optimism isn't sunshine and rainbows. It's fixing things, changing the way we fix things. Rolled up sleeves, breaking through, growing power to meet growing needs, working to run the world on smarter energy every day, taking power where the grid's never been, then getting up and doing it again. Because if optimism never stops, then change can't either. GE Vernova, the energy of change. Imagine you are her or him. Like everyone, a sprain, tear, or nagging ache can set you back. Until your expert orthopedic team at Houston Methodist uses advanced technology to personalize a treatment plan that's minimally invasive, heals your pain, and gets you back to life on your terms. That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. For you, Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
NFL on ESPN is brought to you by SoFi. Get your money right. And Progressive, get coverage you can count on with home and auto at progressive.com. Texans mascot tore it with that zip line earlier today, approximately 300 feet top to bottom. I looked at you when we were rehearsing camera. I said, would you ever?
Not a chance. I would if you went first, and I knew the cable would hold.
It's right in line with you making me taste your food. It's really all in court. Samson first. Mid-season form. Really impressive. This is Noel again. Had a good one his first time. Good one, another good return. That's here to 34. And that's where they will mark him as we send it down to Laura Rutledge.
Well, Joe, after Nico Collins' touchdown catch, where Zion McCollum, the cornerback to the Bucs, was in coverage, he was upset on the sideline. Head coach Todd Bowles came over, encouraging him to put it behind him, saying there's so much more game to be played. Of course, McCollum is a Houston native. He's got a lot of people in the stands. Kalijah Kancey actually came over as a representative for the D-line to McCollum, saying the D-line needs to take more responsibility to get in C.J. Stroud's face a little bit more.
Yeah, Laura, McCollum, a corner that they've just extended on a contract. Flag is down, as you could see, right on the edge where the block was delivered as Stroud got around. And we'll see if this is a hold.
I think they're going to call it on Hassan Reddick. Holding by the defense number 5. This guy will be able for the end of the play. It's first down.
Reddick brought in on a 1-year deal, got a sack last week. He only won for Todd Bowles' defense, and he's guilty of this hold on Nico Collins.
Well, Nico Collins was coming across the formation with C.J. Stroud on the boot, and Hassan Reddick, being a veteran, he knew exactly where Nico Collins was going. He was going to be the primary receiver, so he was doing what he could to hold him up and hoping the officials didn't tackle it.
So on first down, handoff is to Marks, former USC Trojan running back, a 1,000-yard back, and SC gets 4. Jamel Dean, who took a big pay cut to stay a Tampa Bay Buccaneer in exchange for free agency next year, made that stop.
Yeah, pretty big move on his part, too, Joe. Jamel Dean, man, he took not just a pay cut, a significant pay cut, and he just simply did not want to have to start over. He just, in exchange for that pay cut, he's on a 1-year deal, and he'll become a free agent. So he's basically betting on himself.
Second down and 6. There's Marks. Woody Marks, and it's good for 37 yards. Well, this is what Woody Marks brings. He was one of the top receiving backs in the country. And you see Savasi Dennis, this is where he struggled last week. He gets his eyes in the wrong place. And so when Marks comes out, he's nowhere to be found. Savasi Dennis made his first start last week, and that went against Atlanta. He did a lot of good things, but he was not great in coverage, and it carried over already into this game. Yeah, Marks went right by him. It's early, but that 37-yard play, it's another longest of the year. Here's Joe. Nice gain on first down as McCollum makes the tackle for a gain of 8. And right now, the Texans are going right through this Tampa Bay defense.
Yeah, they sure are. And remember, there's no Joe Mixon, so Nick Chubb then becomes the featured runner. But with Chubb, you don't really have much of a receiving threat. Over the course of his career, he's averaged less than 2 carries a game. And so that's where Woody Marks, that's his strength. And we saw what he's able to do. I would expect him to be more a part of his passing attack.
On second down and 2, first and goal. But the flag is down in the middle near the 13. So this looks like it's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 71. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
It's Thomas Howard, who started at right guard at the Rams and back out at right tackle tonight.
Thomas Howard, he was at right guard last week. He moves back, as you said, to right tackle. He's kind of been everywhere over the course of his career except center. But then what that then does is Ariana Ursery, their first-round pick this year, or excuse me, their second-round pick out of Minnesota, he's now on the left side, back where he was most comfortable.
Second down and 12 from the 20. Nice tackle immediately by Parrish, the rookie. Now Justin Watson, the former Kansas City Chief and Tampa Bay Buccaneer, brings up third down and none.
Well, right now, C.J. Stroud is getting a little bit of time in the pocket, and it's exactly what they needed offensively is not only for C.J. Stroud in this offense, but I think also just as importantly, if not most importantly, for offensive coordinator Nick Caley. Calling plays last week for the first time, and the operation tonight is a lot smoother than what we saw in Los Angeles.
Third down and 9. Good protection again. End zone of Justin Watson. So that holding call took away a first and goal from the 6. It backed them out to the 20, and that's where the drive will stall near there with a field goal try coming up.
Well, Justin Watson, he runs a pretty good route. He's trying to lean on him a little bit. Might have been a little bit of a grab right there by Jamel Dean. But overall, good man coverage. There was really nowhere for C.J. Stroud to find somebody that was open any more than what he was.
35-yard try by Fairbairn, who has started the season 4 for 4. And the Texans have a 3-point lead. Good start to this Houston offense. Now it's Baker to respond. Texans up the rim.
AI soldiers are the future. They don't need food.
Like kids do. See they doing it big too. Mix them up like Mixie Dukes. Niggas stay ready when we play you. We came to win, can't take a loss. Right now. NRG. Six, home mother, six, Houston, six, home mother, Houston, six, home mother, six. Six, This right here, give me a back. If you get fantasy roster right now, you can whatever kind of fan you are, ESPN Bet got you covered with everything you need to bet smarter and score more from the game. And right now, get $100 of bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet.
And get ready for WrestlePalooza, our first ever WWE Premium Live event on ESPN, Saturday at 7 Eastern, featuring John Cena against Brock Lesnar. Stream WrestlePalooza exclusively on the ESPN app and ESPN Unlimited plan. Get on the ESPN app to unlock your access. Booker T is here, a two-time WWE Hall of Famer. Field prior to tonight's game. Fairbairn will kick it away. The Bucs will have the ball. This one is fielded by Johnson. Near the top, he gets absolutely smacked by EJ Speed. 17-yard return. Johnson, who is not big, 5'10", 170, got hit hard. I'll say. There was no wrap up or nothing. That was just all shoulder. Well, on the Texans' offensive side, 2 possessions, 2 scores, or just under 10 yards per play. Now we'll see what Tampa Bay does second time they have it. I like those dynamic kickoffs. We weren't supposed to see those kinds of hits. This is very true. And we've seen a lot of kick returns in 2025 as Mike Evans makes the catch, and we've seen Stingley on him since Evans got off the bus. And a gain of 6 on first down. First 3 drives, we've seen plenty of offense. Yes, we have. We'll see what Tampa Bay is able to do here. Josh goes down the field. Yeah, there's a look at Josh Grizzard. Admittedly, he was a little nervous going into the game last week, just like some of these players, his first time to call plays. Baker had trouble with the snap as he hands off to Irvin. He is brought down by Petrie. A gain of 2. Grizzard is from Lizard Lick, North Carolina. He's 35 years old, a poli-sci major at Yale, where he played safety. 7 years with Miami, and last year was in charge of the third down package for Tampa Bay. Luke Gedeke, the right tackle for the Bucs, just came off the field, and Charlie Heck has taken over at right tackle, 3rd and 2. Mayfield gets rid of it, and we will see with forward progress. Enough for a first down as Ibuka made that strong catch. Well, that affects things right there with Luke Gedeke. I mentioned that he had the ankle injury coming in. He was questionable, missed some time during the week at practice. So now, as you mentioned, Joe, they bring in Charlie Heck. And remember, Heck initially was going to be the left tackle with worst down, but it was because they weren't comfortable with that lineup that they did the shuffle last week that affected 3 positions. And now you've got Charlie Heck manning the right side. He's working against Daniil Hunter at the moment. He'll also see Will Anderson. Who's Irving gets the handoff. C.J. Gardner-Johnson makes the tackle. Exchanges his own. Kevin Carberry. Liam Cohen, the former offensive coordinator who got the head job in Jacksonville, when he got that job, he wanted to take Carberry with him to Jacksonville. Todd Bowles denied it. They gave him a promotion, making him the run game coordinator as well. He did an outstanding job last year with this offensive line. He did last week. Going to have to again tonight. This coach gets back to Mayfield. There's a flag in the secondary as Mayfield was trying to get it to Ibuka, and Jalen Petrie got his hands on that pass. And it went back into the gut of Mayfield, who indicates he thinks the penalty is against Houston.
They may get Derek Stingley on this penalty.
Before the pass was thrown, illegal use of hands. Defense number 24. It's a 5-yard penalty for previous call. First down.
That's exactly who they get. Stingley, who again is across from Mike Evans.
Yeah, he comes up. He's a confident corner, arguably the best in the league, certainly in that conversation. Well, what do you think, Russell?
I don't think there's a lot there. I understand why he called it because he went high, but I don't think he got him in the head neck area. I don't think that's a good foul. It's an automatic first down with under half a minute to play in the first quarter. Mayfield underneath. That's Irving. Action in the corner after a gain of 7. As Petrie comes in to make the stop for Houston. It's Buccaneers ball. Texans lead. As we move into the second quarter, please start Monday night here in Houston.
On the bench. What are you seeing right now?
Rook went down. Charlie has to come in and step up and play ball. We're still moving the ball a little bit. We just got to be smart how we use it.
When your defense gets back on the field, what do you want to see?
Just not busted coverages underneath, and we got to do the little thing right.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, Laura, well, both offenses are moving the chains. That can't make Todd Bowles all that happy. So they're now without their 2 starting tackles. Gedeke limps away, and Tristan Wirfs, who came back to practice this week, is watching in sweats. Here's a first down carry by Irving. So it's been the foot and ankle for Gedeke, and that might have gotten him again.
Well, you come in and you're banged up, and everyone, so many, even after one game, are banged up in their own way. But Luke Gedeke trying to fight through it. As I said, he missed some time, and against this defensive pass rush, not the week to come in a little hobbled, but doesn't look like we're going to see much of him tonight.
He is officially already been ruled out. Here's Irving. Backfield. Nice move. As he faked out Toho ended up getting 4 before the rookie Jalen Smith, who was featured on Monday Night Countdown tonight with that beautiful piece that was done. Jalen, yet another product of the Snoop Youth Football League. He's got over 40 players that played for him out west in California make the NFL.
That's really good stuff. I mean, talk about making an impact, and you can see it, and the opportunity that's provided to so many of these players. Hey, both these quarterbacks tonight really been good spreading the ball around.
2nd and 6. Strong run. Irving is knocked down right at the marker by Alshire and Toho. It's going to be 3rd down and inches.
Bucky Irving, I mentioned him coming in, and the key that he was going to be to help out Baker Mayfield in this pass rush. And this is a guy who just gets stronger and stronger as the game goes along as well. So keep feeding him the ball. He's off to a hot night. He's already averaging over 6 yards a carry.
And maybe take a little pressure off these tackles, trying to pass protect against these defensive ends. 3rd down and 1. From the shotgun, Mayfield is going to pull it down. Anderson keep bringing down before Mayfield gets the first down. Anderson is celebrating, but Mayfield lunged, got 2, and a fresh set of downs.
I think Baker got locked in. If he had seen Kick on, he had a chance. But this pass rush, you just don't have a lot of time back there if you don't get it to your first guy. And he recognizes that, gets out of the pocket, and does an excellent job of doing what he had to do and just get enough for that first down.
Rashad White checks in. 10th play of this drive for Tampa Bay. They make the toss. They throw it to a pickup. And the flag comes down on the near side as the tackle's made by Daniil Hunter out in space, again at 4. See if somebody left the line of scrimmage and went downfield for Tampa Bay a little too far.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the pass. Defense number 69. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Now you are coding out, and take a look at the play here and see how far down the field he gets. We got a couple guys down there. So this is a Tampa Bay Tampa Bay offense. They run a lot of screens. They were the top screen team in football last season, and they do it a variety of ways.
First down at 15. Flag on the play. Evans able to get a hand on it, then gets popped by Bullock. And it looked like Anderson may have come across early. See who the flag's against.
Offside. Defense number 51. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's 1st and 10 again.
So they get the 5 yards back and back to 1st and 10.
Well, keep an eye on the center. And they've gotten good dealing with crowd noise, these teams that are playing on the road, and you better be good at it when you're facing this defensive pass rush. And they have a variety of different ways in which the ball gets snapped for that reason. We try to keep these edge rushers from having an advantage.
Certainly, Hackler is awfully close to a false start himself. Here's White. On 1st and 10, he is able to pick up about 5.5. Here's what you're talking about with regard to the 2nd and 10.
Sometimes it'll be the guard that is the one who is the indicator to everyone as to when the ball is going to be snapped. And then sometimes it's the center who takes a look, and then he's the indicator to when the ball is going to be snapped. And then there's variations in between, just to try to keep the defense much like you would in baseball with signals. Here's a Buka on that little push. Spins for first down. Back out Buka, showing his toughness. Had 2 touchdown catches in his first NFL game last week in Atlanta, and he had a fight for 4 yards and first down here. He did, but Rashad White, I tell you, he was out there and he's throwing his body in there trying to help him out. This young man had a heck of an opening day. It's no shock that yet another state receiver is a stud in the NFL. Looks in way 19th overall pick. Great athlete, good baseball player. First down, quick stop and throw. Nice play by Stanley as he knocks it away from Mike Evans. Well, this is kind of 4-cross defense as well, so he's not getting any help. But Stingley doesn't even get into a backpedal. He's just sitting on the route. He's anticipating a quick breaking route and immediately drives on the football. I'm sure Mike Evans, he thought that was going to be an easy completion based on the lightning. Here's Irvin bouncing and broke one tackle as he got away from Hunter. And is down just outside the 15. Third down coming up after gain of 4. Well, big third down here, and this has been a down that Tampa Bay has dominated. Last year, they were the best in the league, converted 50% of their third downs, and it's hard to imagine that they could repeat that. They did last week, and they converted 50% against Atlanta, and here tonight, they're 3 for 3. So this is an opportunity if they're able to do something with it, whether they're going to score a touchdown and have to try to sell it for free. Play clock, it's box. Buka looking for a block. Omega Buka, touchdown Tampa. We get the block from Charlie Heck. The veteran tackle taking over for Gimmicky in big number 77 got out there and got in the way at least and let Buka do the rest. He got just enough of Kamari Lassiter. And you watch big Charlie Heck. As he comes out, this is not easy trying to block a guy like Lassiter in the open space, but he gets enough. And then Abuka's just open mouth gets moving so he can get in behind him. The extra point is not through. It's a 14-10 game. Tampa Bay on top. So they don't have their starting tackles. They're Gimmicky in the game. Did enough. Abuka did the rest. On the road, trying to get to 2-0 for the 5th straight year. Buccaneers, 3-4. To the
Lassiter stops Lassiter from having a chance at the tackle. A former Houston Texan, Charlie. 92% of his career offensive plays have come for the Texans. But for Tampa Bay, as he is kind of the last man standing on the tackle, got away with one and allowed Ibuka to get into the end zone to put Tampa Bay on top.
Yeah, didn't catch that initially, but definitely was a trip.
Here is a return by Noel. He gets hit hard as that play was made by Kayvon Merriweather. And let's send it down to Lisa Salters.
Yeah, Joe, you can hear it in CJ Stroud's voice when you talk to him. He's not satisfied with just being a good team, winning a playoff game like they have the previous two seasons. He wants to win it all. He even apologized to us for sounding frustrated. But he said he's tired of walking off the field after a playoff loss feeling horrible, thinking they could have done this or that better. That's why he says he wants there to be urgency in the building right now. He said we have a talented group, but talent is on paper. We have to go out and prove it every week.
Yeah, Lisa, and for a quarterback who was the offensive rookie of the year in 23, that should be a flag. Two games were moving at the same time. There is a flag. There you can see CJ yelling at his guys coming back to the huddle as Jakob Johnson, who was brought up again from the practice squad, was moving when he shouldn't have been.
Illegal shift on the offense. Numbers 43 and 14 were moving at the same time. Those penalties declined. The play results in a second down.
So Tampa Bay declines the penalty, and they'll take the play, which is a loss of 2, and obviously a loss of down. So it's second down and 12. Good protection again. Stroud finally finds a man. Hutchinson out of bounds near the 40. And Stroud had all day. There was no pass rush whatsoever, and wide open was Hutchinson for 20.
And you give any quarterback in this league that kind of time, they're going to carve you up. And C.J. Stroud is no exception. And here's Hutchinson, who has gotten involved a few times already in this ball game. He's not a high-volume receiver, but he just keeps working. He also had Nico Collins. He's running down the middle of the field, and they turn him loose as he gets in between the hashes. But again, with C.J. Stroud back there, and that's the question. You know, Elijah Cansey, he can bring it on the inside, beat a bit of camp for his size. Can the edge rushers get home?
A blitz coming. Stroud able to get out of there and then throw it, and his receiver Schultz fell down. It's down.
Had a chance for a big play.
The blitz by the rookie Benjamin Morrison, and Stroud had to get around it. They had a big play waiting for him if Schultz stays up.
Yeah, Todd Bowles this comes right after the time when he had all the time in the pocket. It gets C.J. Stroud out, and if Schultz is able to keep his feet, he makes one guy miss. He may score. Or excuse me, that's Harrison Bryant.
I was the one that led you down that path.
Well, Harrison Bryant, that was one of the best tight end rooms in all of football, and they just been decimated by injury.
So has to pull it down. He's able to find Chuck out of the backfield, and he's wrapped up on a good tackle by Antoine Winfield Jr., a gain of just 1.
Now, we talk about these tight ends, and last week they lose Cade Stover, and we've already been without Irv Smith, Brevin Jordan also, so Dalton Schultz was the last man standing, and then they signed Harrison Bryant this week off the practice squad to the active roster.
They got him from Philly in the John Mechie trade. Meanwhile, Christian Kirk, who they brought in from Jacksonville, is out for the second straight game with a battered hamstring, and I can't wait to get him back. 3rd and 8. And that was Dalton Schultz, and the throw was behind him. It's 4th down.
Yeah, just a miscommunication between those two guys. Stroud thought he was going to do something totally different.
Tank Dell, the guy at the top, is probably the most talented on that list. They don't know for sure that he's going to play coming back from a big knee injury last year. Elijah Cansey is now walking off, so that's a blow. They've got some question marks on the outside as Tommy Townsend sends the punt into the air. And a fair catch by Cameron Johnson. If you look at the Kirby Ice House in Houston Heights, see you there after the game. 14-10, Tampa Bay's lead. It's their ball.
Carne asada is. It's almost tender steak.
Six low, seven, chick, pulling tricks, niggas chick, out time when I'm flipping, ball sipping, car dipping, bitch, rain, still tipping on boat, so bone, so bone, so bone, and so. I was thinking so, and so blowing. Opposite teams, see up in my window, don't understand me, cause I'm still top talent checks. The big blind handed, still bricks, big boss, big bubble under my mention. S.O. Gucci shades. When I escalate, when I'm riding 3 wheels, like a escapade, I got it made. Big boss. Chain that still represents with your house. Yes, no, we I do it now. Here's Mike. Cloud Shiner with the Mike down.
And he's also the head coach maker. His last 2 offensive coordinators are now in the NFL, talking about Dave Canales in Carolina and Liam Cohen in Jacksonville.
Yeah, so Josh Mazar, he better get his resume ready. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. Don't just rent in Tampa Bay. Josh. On first down, White. A nice carry as he gets 7. Mayfield on the way up back in first. So over the last 3 years, because he's getting the ball out quick, he's got a couple of touchdown passes. And he has found himself a home in Tampa. And I've been as proud of him as anybody in what he's been able to do and how he's endured the early part of his career. And tonight, he's been really good. And having some time in the pocket, there's a touchdown, his third read in the progression. When he's had to get the ball out, he has to scramble and try to make something happen. He's been able to do that as well. He led the team in rushing last week. He doesn't want that to happen tonight, and it's not going to as long as they keep getting it to Bucky Irving. I mean, Baker Mayfield is one of the top comeback stories in years. He signed a 1-year prove-it deal to compete with Kyle Trask, who's obviously the number 1 overall pick by Cleveland back in 2018. Cleveland had to put money in the deal to get him to Carolina. They let him go. He goes to the Rams, and you think, well, it's over for this Heisman Trophy winner, and now he's a high-dollar quarterback and as effective as anybody in the league. Flags fly before 1st and 10.
Ball start by the offense, number 62 and 77. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, I know of Baker from back when he was at Oklahoma and watching him, and we've talked about it, Joe. I don't know how you can meet Baker Mayfield and not just love the guy. Everything about him. His teammates love him. I totally get it. And the way in which he plays the game, he's an old school guy. All he wants to do is win. And he'll do anything it takes to win. You know, he's got a lineman's mentality at quarterback, and this guy is a ferocious competitor.
First down and 15. White takes one to point, and down he goes. So Sheldon Rankins, so he first got around, comes back in to make the stop, and a loss of 1.
Now, this defense, you know, D'Amico Ryans, we saw it when he was defensive coordinator in San Francisco. We've seen it since he came to Houston. It's the way in which he played. And this is a relentless group. And they fly. You see it from San Francisco. You see it from a couple others. There's not defenses, when you put on the tape, that they just jump off the screen when you watch them. But this Houston Texans group, they sure do.
Second down and 16. Mayfield. Rankins for Baker Mayfield. Dylan Horton in there as well. And a loss of 9 if the play stands.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense number 92. First down.
That's against Dylan Horton, who's worked his way into the 5-man defensive end rotation. He was in on that sack of Mayfield, but he got his hands up.
Yeah, boy, they collapsed this entire pocket. Take a look at it. There's the left hand up to the headgear. So that's a good call. But Baker, you know, that was the time, and the way the pocket collapsed on, he knew he was running out of time, but there was really nowhere for him to go.
Would have been 3rd and 25. Instead, it's 1st and 10. And penalties are a big part of the story last week for Houston in that loss to the Rams, and something we will track as this game unfolds. Meanwhile, the Texans defense is playing without Jalen Petrie, one of the best nickel defensive backs in the league. He is questionable with a rib injury.
He is an excellent player. He moved to the slot corner nickel position last year and excelled, and stepped in this year picking up where he left off.
2nd and 8. Mayfield goes. Danielle Hunter gets his first of the year.
Well, you see Danielle Hunter coming off the ball, and Graham Barton, you know, this is what we talked about. When you're playing against an athletic guy like Hunter, he started as though he was going to rush inside, and then he goes to the outside with that quickness that he has, and just gets right by Barton.
And now 3rd and 16 to the
and the silent count, having mixed up is really vital right now because this crowd is thinking.
Extra on the rush. Abuka out on the edge, 4th down. Alshire came in to make that step, a gain of 7. And now we're Riley Dixon sighted. First punt for Tampa Bay out the night with Jalen Knoll waiting for it. And there's under 3 to go in the first half.
Great job there on defense after they get the penalty. You set it down with the Dylan Horton hands to the face. Plays for punt.
Good punt. Brings Knoll back. Out at the 30. 59-yard punt. 14-yard return. On that 2nd down play, Baker Mayfield went down. Danielle Hunter got it, and then Baker is gripping his leg. Able to pop on. Play 3rd down. To the sideline he goes. Texans ball.
Eczema isn't always obvious. Eczema?
$1 million deals, where's my pen? Bitch, I'm fine. I like those Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks. I like going to the Tula. I put rocks all in my watch. I like texts from my exes when they want a second chance. All the niggas want, I do what they say I can. They call me Cardi, Cardi, drinking Cardi, sexy money. Body, hotter than a spot, body, hurt, go, worry, hop up the scoop, hop up the coop. You can fall, hop up the roof, cause there's no business as hard as I can. Eating a lot, chopping the land, so that bitch, I'm sorry, no. Got my cruise like Mario, yeah, they call me Cardi B, I run this shit like cardio. I'm in the chain, I walk,
I spent well, you have been Jesus. Good games. 1-0 teams going out west in Vegas. The LA Chargers, Las Vegas Raiders. Chargers trying to start 2-0 for the second straight year, and the love affair will be reunited between Jim Harbaugh and Pete Carroll. Don't really, it's pretty with those two.
They can't get away from each other.
No,
They're constantly in the same conference, the same division. They just keep going head to head.
Pete Carroll turning 74 today, the youngest 74-year-old in the history of the world officially. First down from the 30, and hand to the rookie Marks. Nice gain on first down, a gain of 6. Elijah Cansey is questionable to return. Here's where he got hurt. And they're saying it's a pec injury, and this is him just not able to finish the play. We saw him leave the field a moment ago.
Oh, man, what a good player he is, too. Now in his third season and coming off a big game last week and was doing some good things in this one. And I mentioned it a little bit earlier. You know, they got Hassan Reddick, but a question mark is, can they get the edge pressure? They got Vita Vea, and then they've got Elijah Cansey, but now without him, it's a big blow to this top Bulls defense.
The 2-minute warning. Each set with 3 timeouts. By the way, this will be the 13th overall shift between Carroll and Harbaugh. Leads that head-to-head 7-5. Good game here in Texas. We're in Houston. Texans ball down 4 to the sides.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
And Kansas City first half takeaways from our game. Preview that Chargers-Raiders game. Just coming up after this one. And then 2 quarterback injury updates with Adam Schefter. Just before we hit air, there was news that J.J. McCarthy's got a goal, and we could miss their next game on top of that. So Daniels with a knee, and then surgery upcoming, it appears, for Joe Burrow, which will take away the next 3 months for the Cincinnati Bengals. So we will have a big game week 4 coming up in Denver with Jake Browning at quarterback. 2nd and 3. Can't find anywhere to go except to get a run. Nice to on the street. Nice run in the Tampa Bay territory as he's able to get 19. So you see the injuries already pretty. Great job by Matt Jones to fill in for him in that win yesterday at New Orleans for San Francisco. Fields went down with a concussion. These are big stars in the league.
Yeah, they really are. We all know that it's a quarterback-driven league. You lose your starter, that permeates through the building. And can these backups step in and hold it together and let some of these things?
Blitz from Servassier Dennis, who got picked up. Bill Schultz makes the catch for a gain of 4. C.J. Stroud in this game tonight. 4 completions of 20-plus yards to 4 different receivers. There's Dennis getting dunked by the rookie Woody Marks.
Well, that was a part of their attack in prior years. It's a big player.
Stroud. This time it's Dennis. And the former Rams defensive tackle gets his first sack of the year.
Well, just a great job up front. Legend Tomlinson, the left guard, he gets run over. And with a 4-man rush, C.J. Stroud just has nowhere to go with the football. They were on him quick.
Tampa Bay uses a timeout after a loss of 8. So now 3rd.
Well, now we're inside. I already told you, buddies, a lot of violations here. Way too many occupants in a single day.
So after the timeout, 46 seconds left, 3rd down, 14 Houston. Blitz again. Stroud in trouble. Dennis now in his face, and this one is downfield and incomplete for Nico Collins. And that'll bring up 4th down. There's time on the clock for Tampa Bay to try to add to their lead.
Well, they bring the blitz from depth. Jacob Parrish, the rookie, you see him, number 25. Here he comes. He stumbles as he's trying to get through the line. And the defense trying to run out underneath some of these throws. Here was once he got outside the pocket, trying to see if he couldn't make a play. But good coverage behind that blitz from Tampa Bay that didn't allow Stroud to get the ball out quick.
So Nico Collins get his foot stepped on as he came up. There's a punt by Townsend. Johnson lets it go over his head and into the end zone and goes. 30 seconds left. 2 timeouts for Tampa Bay, up by 4, and they'll take over at their 20. Well, this has been an entertaining first half, and now we'll see if on the road Tampa Bay can do something here before the half, and they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, it started out as an offensive explosion, which both of these offenses were hoping for. And the defense has since then kind of settled in, and now it's been a bit of a defensive battle as we move through the rest of this first half. But we'll see what old Shake and Bake's got up his sleeve here.
Excited about Baker Mayfield.
That's right.
Ready to go to work down here. See, the yards are dead even. The scoreboard and points are not. You know, these Texans defenders are going to be caught after Mayfield, and as Evans makes the catch, you got 9.
The timeout is taken right away before a 2nd and 1.
Well, that hit that we showed of Baker Mayfield, and it looked like it could have been a significant injury to that left knee, and for him to be back in the lineup, that's good to see.
Well, you wondered if Derek Stingley would see a lot of Mike Evans tonight, and the answer is yes. He's been across from big number 13 really since the game began.
Yeah, and he's doing what he did last week against Devontae, and not really something that they absolutely have to do, because Kamari Watson are number 4 on the opposite side. I mean, he's about just as good.
2nd and 1, Mayfield in trouble and able to just get rid of it in the direction of Otten with pressure by Anderson and Hunter, the 2 defensive ends.
You think about the flexibility that this defense gives D'Amico Ryans as the defensive play caller. That one, you've got these great edge rushers, you've got some interior guys, linebackers are physical and aggressive, then you got these 2 outstanding corners as well. And it allows you to just do a lot of things. And so, yeah, get the ball out quick. But against this group in general, you're going to have a hard time with these corners because they don't give up much space.
We've got a timeout. We've got to pick up the 1st down. Mayfield for Evans, and Evans overthrown by Watts. Pressured by Daniil Hunter, and now these defensive ends are starting to tee off on this offensive line. The Bucs.
And a nice job there by D'Amico Ryans. Totally changed up the look. They've been manning up. It looks like man here, but you got help at that safety, and it's a zone coverage. So you got Baker initially thinking, okay, I got 2 deep with man underneath, and I got my guy Mike Evans, and I'll just get the size advantage with him. But they were in a zone coverage, and Stingley was underneath it.
Townsend just giving it away. Is this ball just inside the 30 with 2 seconds left? So we are 1 snap away from halftime.
I don't know how he got that ball off.
Yeah, it was close.
It sure was.
Jake Hansen got through and almost took it Hansen up in the air, and that ball just went past his arm.
Speaking of punters, we got Rigoberto Sanchez in Indianapolis. He's yet to even punt. I mean, this guy's on a 2-week vacation.
The Colts can't be stopped. But no turnovers and no punts, and they're 2-0. As they took care of the Denver Broncos yesterday, we'll send it down to Lisa.
D'Amico, you got off to a hot start, scoring on the opening drive.
I was just got to keep making productive plays. Third down is the key to the game, both for us and for them. They've been able to stay on the field.
I got money, I got bitches mad, I got diamonds, bitch, you see the spread. Need to be on back. I got money, I got bitches mad, I got diamonds, bitch, you see the spread. Need to be on back. I got money, I got bitches mad, I got diamonds, bitch, you see the spread. You don't need to be on back. I got money, I got bitches mad, I got diamonds, bitch, you see the spread. You don't need to be on back. chain, so I hit her in the DM. I hit that bitch, I pay her, man. You pretty know. Damn, chicken know it. Nigga, they be talking, man. They ain't making no. My dog ass, I'm a flash on them. My dog killing my drink with no sugar. Type of nigga. Boy, you got me wrong. You got wrong gun show. I can kill her all. I tell him on your dog ass. Bitch, you think you all that. Fine as hell and get no game. Oh, you niggas fall back. Dog ass. Love the dog. I got money on. I got bitch mad. I got diamond ass. Bitch, you see the shit. You don't nigga feel bad. Dog ass. It's a dog ass. I got money on. I got bitch mad. I got diamond ass. Bitch, you see the shit. You don't need but nigga feel bad.
Let the band play. Let the band play.
You know we are nigga. Plus, you know. I start to this, yo. I ain't got time. Nah, I'm like that. But after I push that goal, I always mention this bitch. When up and get it, count it up and flip it, bitch. I went in like Nipsey. I smoked the good shit. Sweet buck out, catch me on your TV. Pocket full of cheeks, slick all on my protein. Spin racks in the skin of the teeth. So we was supposed to. So much try to spend it. The shit you can spend it in. Watching Pammy in. All the nights she get restless. I just connect my my chest. They were ready to quit. They were stop. Nigga said, and we were good. All in my trunk. The nigga play with a check. I was the bad. I was the bad. Give me my bag. Give me my bag. Give me my bag. Give me my bag. My bag. I want the bag. Give me my bag. Go, go. Don't panic. You niggas don't panic. Beans we carry. Understand me? Why you so glad to it? If I had to take care of my family. Let me get play shit. I don't want it. I do what I want. You should get the thing yet. But this way I had to fix it. I had to that bitch back. Correct. That shit go between us. Every time I know what you're for Venus. I'm like a burrito. My chest. They want me to quit. They want me to stop. So they upset. They want me to cut out of my trunk. The nigga play with a chick. I want the bag. Give me my bag. My bag. Give me my bag. Give me my bag. My bag. Give me my bag. I want the bag. I want the bag. Give me the bag. What about? Oh, it's cats in the nigga put us out. Hey, where he is? What about?
Throw his bitch ass in the truck on what the fuck we talking about. Man, like me and see what happened in my last fight. Brain well, I hype better tighten up, we tighten. Put my grill up cause I fucked the eggs all night and had me biting. Caught his ass stealing, so I had to take it breaking. Could be looking like a project, bitch. I am a oil lord. And I'm in it, comes I gotta spin it. And I ain't no fucking jump. You drop the T, then drop the mo. Better watch your mouth, I got diamond tacos and gold. Inside of my walk, I drop the head like my thought. I elbow swing you, watch it. I smoke his head just like some mortar. Leave him flat just like a thought. I swim with killers like a horse. No matter where it is, no matter where I'm at, because of me, no man. Hey, where is it? Where is it? Point him out. Throw his bitch ass in the truck, take him to the south. Hey, where is it? Point him out. Throw his bitch ass in the truck on what the oh, bitch. I don't like no lane. My name about your mix. Oh, I don't like that no more. All the things, watch my wrist. Oh, rap out my shit, nigga. I was so tired of them motherfucking bags. My thought I had the bricks, nigga. Heads up, get a bitch off every job. On a whole whip, nigga. I'm in this bitch with a baby. They all like acting like I'm a bitch, nigga. I tell her mama to bend it over like a duck. Get with it. You know these bitches are driving on the dude while I was fuck with the bricks, nigga. I'm from the south, a pretty woman with a smile. When I take a pic with her, she can relax. See, I'm see him in the trunk. Shit, I wouldn't even leave him in that. And one of me play when I walk in the bitch. I probably live with a hat, nigga, and a reason to laugh. Hey, where is this? Point him out. Throw his bitch ass in the truck, take him to the south. Hey, where is it? Point him out. Throw his bitch ass in the truck on what the fuck we talking about. Hey, where is it? Point him out. Throw his bitch ass in the truck, take him to the south. Hey, where is it? Point him out. Throw his bitch ass in the truck on what the fuck we talking about. So get like my situation ain't I blessed as I could be. Ain't a let me take a shot at me. No risk here. So APM out on TV when you they notice me. Ain't for yourself, just go and see. They knows it's me. I'm so good once.
Looked on Eastside Boys, the watch on Paul, he feel like they calling me. They come back to the street and showing me, aka or short, he said it was necessary. These fucking niggas, I'm a very scary. They coming home, they living in the month of February. Okay, then, put a sister nigga on display, then, kicking the door and have my fucking brain, I'm crazy. And I'm still at it, A-double-T-I-C. It ain't no hoe out there for real. Who don't know about me, bitch, I'm for show with it. Don't make me pop that trunk to the bitch, I'm a whole bitch. And I ain't selfish, I would let you in your whole feeling. Won't catch me sipping on no Christmas, got a cold feeling. It's Jean Blood's 8-pound ball liquor sipping. Coming straight from the gutter. No tag a motherfucker, leave him under a cover. Lil John, he dropped the beat to make it bounce like rubber. Sean Paul told me to make it move the sluggy. Yeah. You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck, man. You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck, man. You know what? He knows it. He knows it. With right hand, that's my right hand man. School street, was look Johnny John. You know, but it's all club, you can get it. Let's break, you go. You myself, I'm super under one.
Again this week, and CJ Stroud being the leading rusher, so that's going to affect them as we move through the rest of this ball game as well.
Fairbairn with a line drive. This is Tucker on the return. Third string running back is able to get it across the 25 and that is it. Tonight's total replay is brought to you by defensive ends are getting after Baker. Well, that's the focal point when you come in against the Houston Texans. There you got Hunter with Will Anderson, and here's both of them collapse in the pocket, and that's where it all starts. You better have answers for them. And you see they're not giving these guys much help on the outside. They're pretty much being asked to block, try to block them one-on-one, and that's a lot to ask of anybody. From the 28, they're going to start on the ground with Urban. And Buckley Urban with a nice gain on first down as it gets 7. So just to repeat, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are without Tristan Wirfs. He did come back to practice this week, but a 4-time Pro Bowl left tackle is not ready to go. Had knee surgery in July. And then Luke Gedeke, their other starting tackle out on the right side, left in the first half, re-aggravating that foot. So they're down to Graham Barton at left tackle, his second game out there ever. He played center this year as a rookie, and Charlie Heck at right tackle. Not much room at all for Urban. They're going to do third and short coming up.
Well, it helps when you're able to handle first down and pick up the gain that they did. And didn't get as much there on second down, but sure makes it a manageable third down. And as we talked about, Tampa Bay was excellent last week in that win against Atlanta. And they've been good again tonight on this down.
Jalen Petrie, who was questionable with a rib injury, back in there for Houston. That's great news. For D'Amico Ryans, it's third down and a long one. Fritz set and throw, and he goes to Shepard. And a long-time New York Giant, Sterling Shepard, who came aboard with the Bucs a season ago, gets 5.
They're going to a little bit of a hurry up. There's Kevin Carberry, who I talked about a little bit earlier, and the job that he's done with this offensive line this year especially, but last year he did a good job as well.
Take the handoff, and Shepard again. This game on first down as he's put down by Bullock, the safety. A gain of 7. So they're going to try to slow this pass rush down a little bit, up the tempo offensively, get these guys to where they've got to start running sideline to sideline, ball out quick. Back to Irving. They won on this, but goodness. Right there in the hole, and he just dropped Bucky Irving for a loss of 1. Well, this is what it's like playing linebacker in the NFL. Watch his eyes and how he reads all the action in the backfield, and then he just fills the hole. And that, if you don't play that style of aggressiveness and attack, you won't play for D'Amico Ryans. There's 11 guys. It doesn't matter what position. Last week, Kamari Lassiter, who's one of the best cover corners in football, he led the team in tackles. So they got 11 guys who fly to the football. They're down at 4. Mayfield time runs at Mayfield. There it goes. It's open. And it was Sheldon Rankins who got his hand on the legs or the foot of Mayfield to get the sack and a loss of 4. Well, that's a great job, and they're so happy to have him back. He was here in 23. Last year he went to Cincinnati, and he's back this year. And what an added addition he is for this defensive front. Noah waits for the punt from Dixon. 1 first down by Tampa Bay in that position. That's it. This punt is deep, and the ends of. So the Texans looking for their first win of the season in their home opener. Get that defensive play by Sheldon Rankins. Troy said, Texans 4.
This right here, ESPN Bet. This is the sports book that gives fans the tools they need, like stats at your fingertips while you bet. Just the thing to line up that perfect parlay. For picks, oh yeah, we got those too. That guy's got some good ones. Whatever kind of fan you are, ESPN Bet's got you covered. With everything you need to bet and score more from the game. ESPN Bet, Sportsbook for sports fans. And right now, get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet.
The anticipation.
With a new McDonald's sauce has reached.
You wanna talk sauce? This bitch, this bitch, call me baby. You ain't my equal reading. I ain't funny. Since I ain't, I grab my shit up off the lunch table. And I will need cake. Now I'm the nipples on the titty. It's 60. In the camera, look the way it's telling. I can't see the sickest man. I can't it's Charlie out. I told you niggas stand in beef or you get stretched in the street. You go to the people playing with I told you take it back. With Gucci shades, with some J's you ain't never seen. The race car jacket, we about 80 fucking pages with the car match. Tony Stewart, the cat, y'all winning picture, nigga. We spinning on y'all niggas. That is from the back of post of hitting on these niggas, right?
When the guy sleeps.
Let's go down to Laura Rutledge, who knows how hard Dan works just each and every day.
Yeah, Dan's going to love that you guys are talking about that. I want to update you guys on something. Elijah Cansey, the D lineman for the Bucs, is out for this game with a pectoral injury, a massive blow to this Bucs defense. And Tom Bowles telling me they're going to have to do it with a rotation of Greg Gaines, Logan Hall, Bill Ricky, Elijah Roberts. He said somebody's got to step up here now.
Here's Nico. To the first, to the quarter, Vic Rover, CJ Stroud. He hits big number 12 in stride for 16 yards.
Well, Tampa Bay, they bring the blitz. They pick it up nicely. And Zion McCollum, who got beat for the touchdown, he's locked one-on-one. Good route there by Nico Collins, but he gets inside, and then it's just a matter of ball placement and beating it. But here's the pickup. Nick Chubb inside. Got a clean lane then on the throw to Collins.
This Collins' second catch of the game. The other one, 29-yard touchdown, made it 7-6. Made out to Chubb, and Servassier Dennis is in there to make that tackle again of 2.
Well, you've got to believe that if Houston's going to have success offensively here in the second half, like we saw on that opening drive, the ball's got to get to Nico Collins. I mean, the offense pretty much runs through him. It's hard to imagine them being able to do much on that side of the ball if he's not touching it.
No targets tonight for either of the high draft picks, Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins, the rookies. Teammates it out of the state. And Shankin and Age, sticks through, fakes the throw, and draws a crowd. And third and short coming up is Yaya Diaby. First time we've said his name tonight. Makes the stop at a gain of 6.
There's been a lot of this offense tonight is C.J. Stroud scrambling. Where's the look? They got initially he's looking at Nico Collins, who's in the slot. He had Jakob Johnson, who was coming across on the drag route, not a big receiving threat, but that was about the only guy who really created any type of separation.
Now, and put down and checked by T.K. Smith. So Tom Bowles bringing pressure. The protection breaks down. It's 4th down.
Well, Goomba Wale, he's in there in the backfield, and he just gets trucked right here by Tyke Smith. I mean, he just goes right through him, and C.J. Stroud, he's sitting there thinking, we've got this picked up, and bam.
Tyke played slot. Last year, they moved him to safety before the draft. He played some in college, and boy, did he bring it on that 3rd and 2. Beautiful point. Townsend checks out of bounds inside the 10th. Well done by Tommy Townsend. The Buccaneers get the ball back. 53-yard perfect punt. Look at downtown Houston. The Texans down 4.
Don't sleep on this one, Bucs fans. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and it's looks.
It's on big doors. When she said, put it, boy, stop bitching, home. That's a Boys, what? Big dude, big underrated. It's a big dude. It's a big dude. When she said, put it, boy, stop bitching, hold on. Boys, see big with wife. Baby, pull up on the street and use orange girls. Baby, show that pussy out. Get a ring on it. She said, don't do it, don't call her, bro. She's off. She said, go jump up and leave it. It's cool, it's on CMT. I got records, on D&D. Skip they tracks. Run them center shots, little bit, make sure that they did. We do missions, back when you can pull off if you scared. Pull off who she did. Oh, they come friends. I'm big. Just bread. Cousin ain't hate shit with dreads. Smoking. What she giving?
The very first episode to get hooked after tonight's game. Tampa Bay's ball sitting at their 8. They lead by 4. For the Buccaneers, their worst starting field position. Each team tonight scoring in first 2 possessions. Each team 3 punts since. On first down. Irving got 2. Second down and 8 coming up. There are the numbers. First 4 drives, we saw scoring. Last 6 drives, we've seen Riley Dixon and Tommy Townsend. They're the punters. Crowd's trying to get back in it. Something in it. Hand off to Irving. Good blocking on the right side of this offensive line, and then the legs of Bucky Irving just driving for what looked to be enough for a first down.
It's a nice job offensively. The Houston Texans showing a 2 deep shell, and the Buccaneers were in 2 tight ends. And so hand the ball off to Bucky Irving. You know, you've got a favorable matchup in the run game, and then, he's able to make the first down just handing it off to him.
He got the first down, a gain of 8. Little breathing room, is out to the 18. Irving on the handoff, able to cross the 20 as we send it down to Lisa.
Hey, Jimmy, you guys were talking about Sheldon Rankins returning to Houston. Here, Will Anderson. Anderson calls Rankins his OG. He says he was on the since my rookie season when Anderson was taking under Sheldon Rankins' wing. And he said even when Rankins spent last season with the Bengals and he got back here, he said the relationship picked up right where it left off. He said just having him back just makes me feel like he could play so much more freely.
Yeah, Lisa, he's had a couple of big plays in this game. Sheldon Rankins, here's Baker Mayfield, just able to get rid of it with C.J. Gardner-Johnson tripping him.
Because it's incomplete, it's third down.
And Mayfield avoided the sack to bring up third down and 8.
Well, they bring the slot blitz, and it forces Baker then out of the pocket because they all play action. They thought they were going to get the one-on-one. C.J. Gardner-Johnson comes from here, and they think they've got a chance for a big play down the field, but yet they're just not able to shore it up.
Third down and 8. Anderson got a great jump off the line of scrimmage, and Stanley won that one. Mike Evans, the target, and Stingley was right there.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier in this game is the advantage that Houston has. So they bring pressure, and then you got one-on-one, but you've got a corner who's able to come up and just get locked up right in the face of Mike Evans. And you see just great eye discipline on Stingley's part. Here's the pressure that's coming. Baker knows he can't hold the football very long, but typically when you play against teams, they don't have corners like Stingley, and it's a little bit of Russian roulette for a defense to play the right game.
Dixon just got it away with no damn immediately. That was Izzy. And Christian Izzy in downfield covering the punt to perfection. Back to work, C.J. Stroud. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, his first year with the Texans, helping to get the offense for the Bucs off the field. With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, so you can watch every game every Sunday.
Yo, this your double R. I say, yeah, buddy. Rolling like kick shots. Tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop.
CJ Stroud, particularly, they did not get past Cincinnati last year in the divisional to get to their first AFC champ game in franchise history, which dates back to 2002.
Well, every young team goes through it, and eventually you get to a point, and CJ Stroud's at that point now that, you know, just getting to the playoffs, winning 10 games, 11 games, getting to the divisional round is not enough. It's not enough for D'Amico to beat it.
Here's Marks. Off the edge, McCollum crashes down to make the tackle, a gain of 3.
So you turn around a program like D'Amico Ryans has since he got here, and there's a lot to feel good about. There's a look at Cal McNair, the owners, and they have high expectations, and they talked about it last year when they lost to Kansas City. And so the pressure only gets greater, and it's good. It's good for the city. It's good for the organization. And this team is capable of doing it. And like I said, that's why week 1 is always overemphasized, a tough opener for them. So this is a big game tonight.
Stroud's in trouble. Diaby chasing him. Now Hall. And CJ Stroud just has to get rid of it. Diaby got through. And then Logan Hall, the second-round pick, who played collegiately here in Houston, couldn't get there, but forced to throw, and it's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and Levante David, he comes off the edge as well when he sees it, and he's able to get him moving a little bit in that pocket, and that's kind of what Tampa's had to do in order to get pressure on C.J. Stroud. They kind of had to create it and manufacture it a little bit.
I want to shortchange Greg Gaines, who came up the middle, getting more playing time now with Kalauja Cansey out with a pec injury. It's 3rd and 7. Pressure. And a set, Levante David. And the rookie Elijah Roberts was in there as well. It's 4th down, and the crowd booing here in Houston.
Well, they put Sabasier, Dignas, and Levante David then in the A-gaps, and they're trying to create single blocking, and you don't know which one's coming. And Levante David looks like he's going to drop into coverage. They expect him to, and then here he comes, right up the gut. And he's got a clean shot.
Levante David playing in his 200th career game. That's number 3 on the all-time Bucs list. Townsend hits it again. He's been busy. Cam Johnson waiting for it. And Cameron pedaling is just able to get it to the 21. On the Bucs all-time list, 2 Hall of Famers in front of David. Rondé Barber, Derek Brooks. And in career game number 200, Devontae David and a rookie, Elijah Roberts, make a play. Bucks ball up 4.
Okay. Goal of this play is to get USAA membership. Why do we love USAA team?
Because they still come on target. Cause my pipe alone, it's part of my nigga. Cause my pipe alone, it's part of my nigga. Ain't hard. I'm trying So, 8 years. I'm from here, so college.
No.
Come be 2 years late.
You said it right.
You only got to feel good about Jalen Smith, who's been in and out of this game. 3rd round pick from USC, as we said earlier, played in the Smith Youth Football League. Smith's got over 40 players that have come through that program to get to the NFL, and that was an interview they conducted 10 years ago. And here he is, the National Football League, and it was really a throw. Mike Evans on a perfect throw from Baker Mayfield working against Stingley, and he just can't drop it in any better than that.
No, and Mike Evans able to get a little bit of separation. Wasn't a whole lot to his release. He just takes off the line of scrimmage, but he's able to create at least a little bit of separation from Derek Stingley, and the ball's just thrown perfectly before Stingley can even get his head turned around.
Tampa Bay's longest play of the game. Just their 5th first down over the last 5 possessions as this one drifts out of bounds for Evans, and heavy pressure by Jalen Petrie. It was coming on a blitz, something he does very well.
Yes, he does. He's a very physical player. They try to get him in coverage if they can. He can struggle at times there, but I'm a big fan of what he's able to do, and he comes completely unblocked at the top of the screen. And Mayfield wasn't accounting for him and had nowhere to go with the football.
Shad White comes into the ball game. They hand it to him, able to break loose, step past the line of scrimmage, and dips it down to the first down. Nice run by Rashad White. Good 1-2 punch for the Bucks at running back with Bucky Irving. And White, who just got 12.
Yeah, really nice. And that's the benefit, as I was talking about, that Mayfield has had, that Stroud has not. That he's at least gotten something out of his run game to help take some of the pressure off. So, you're 2nd and long, and to be able to hand the ball off and get a new set of downs is a real luxury in this game.
Buccaneers now over 100 rushing yards in the game. As they hand to White. What a run. Are you kidding? He got almost 10. Might have gotten 10. They're going to give him 9.5. And I mean, he was picking his way through bodies from the second he got the ball.
Well, Joe, I talked about how he gets stronger as the game goes along, and you see here in the third quarter the way that he finishes this run here. I mean, he gets up in there, and you're going to see the contact, and he gets a few more yards after that.
Second and short. And big it up and White just gets down there to 20. And it was maybe a touchdown saving tackle by Azeez Alshire after a gain of 16, and now he's down. C.J. Gardner Johnson missed a tackle, and Alshire is down. So they'll check on him. We'll take a break. Ground game is working for Tampa Bay in this one. Up 4.
Don't know really. I'm just going to
With you.
Here is the injury for two-time captain Azeez Alshire as he gets kind of kicked or the calf into the face mask. He was down for a while, but able to get up, walk off the field under his own power, and now Christian Harris comes in to take his spot. But they are rolling Tampa Bay on the ground, and that's the difference in the ballgame here late.
Yeah, Josh Broussard, as I said, first time to call plays last week. He's figuring this thing out. You got Bucky Irving down in the backfield, and he's running the ball the way he is. Just keep feeding it to him.
They've had Irving and White. White is back in there, and why not? They go to him, and this time, Houston stuffs it. And a visual to what Troy was talking about earlier in the first half. The Buccaneers, between 22 and 23, they were worst in the league running the ball. Last year, they were 4th. And right now, they're up over 100 yards in the game compared to 52 for Houston.
So Josh Broussard, who you said from Lizard Lick, North Carolina, you know they're all tuned in watching tonight.
On 2nd down and 9, Mayfield and Buka can't get to it.
We saw Buka getting wrapped on the sidelines just a few moments ago, and he's trying to get to the middle of the field, and I don't know if it's hindering him in any way at all, but it looked like he got there as quickly. It's a pretty tight wrap that he has. You see the double move. He's just not able to quite get across.
Mario's getting wrapped earlier in this second half. They're already around Chris Godwin and Jalen McMillan. 3rd down and 9. Mayfield, end zone, Evans, spinning drive, incomplete.
And William Anderson have pressure on Baker Mayfield. Force that throw. It's 4th down. Yeah, I mean, that's a tight throw, and there's just no real estate along the sidelines. You see as Evans comes off the ball, he runs straight to the sidelines. Stingley's got eyes on the ball. And, boy, there's just, plus with Bullock coming over the top, it's just nowhere for Mayfield to feel comfortable throwing that football to give him a chance. 38-yard drive by McLaughlin. First attempt at a 9. Drop between 30 and 39 yards. This one from 38. No good. This game stays 14-10.
I'm a genius. I figured out how to make us penguins fly.
That's going to be tricky without wigs.
Exactly. That's why I've got easy wings. All we have to do is drink it.
And how?
Come on, Dad, just drink it.
Look. All right, hold up. Y'all know we're going to be streaming right now on multiple platforms. Right now, you can get on YouTube. Y'all make some noise. Horns up. Tailgaters in the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Horns up, tailgaters. You make some noise.
I look in the mirror and look at a killer. Whoa, when niggas fuck you out the picture. I just be stacking up me out the dick at y'all niggas thinking they trying to switch this shit up here. Cause this shit can get real though. Watch how you people that shit still. Shout out for real. I know you got skills and you can try, but he lost.
This is how we get down.
Push it on, I don't even know no bitch. Last nigga trying to leave cause no bitch.
So we 38-yard miss by Chase McLaughlin, who's just sick about it over on the sideline. Houston still down by just 4 as their hand shot. One of his better runs of the game gets 7. Leading rusher for Houston is C.J. Stroud.
Hey, that was close. That was close by Nick Chubb. They haven't had a whole lot to show for the run game, but if he's able to get through that initial line and it was close, he's got a chance to get a big play. But that's a good way to start it.
But 19%. 7 carries, 18 yards. Chubb able to pick up the blitzer for a moment, and the pass is incomplete. 3rd and 3 coming up, and a flag is down in the secondary.
Illegal contact. Defense number 21. First down.
Rookie Benjamin Morrison, 2nd-round pick from Notre Dame.
Yeah, definitely contact Nico Collins. They're going to have the one-on-one look that C.J. Stroud was hoping for. And he gets a hold of him there. And then again, when he's trying to kind of work back into it, you see the flag come out. But he didn't get a chance to play last week with the hamstring.
but a guy they're going to be dependent on as they move through this season. On first down, this one was bumped on the time. Schultz makes a nice move. And he got 10. Depends on where they put it down. They put it right at midfield, which is right at first down yardage. And that'll end the quarter. They're going to move it back a half yard. It'll be second down and less than 1 when we start the fourth. So we had the missed field goal by McLaughlin. Houston's ball. Second down, less than 1 as we start the fourth quarter with the ball sitting just shy of midfield. Well, we'll see how Nick Cayley, the offensive coordinator, in his second game of calling plays, how he wants to play this. Second and a foot, inches, whatever it is. Maybe a little play action, take a shot. Well, maybe you get your wish. Stroud comes back. Is he all from the rookie Higgins? These plays to the runner. And Jimmy Higgins has the 25. His first catch of the game, his first target, good for 27 yards. And give him a lead. He had the option to pull and maybe take a deep shot across the field to Nico Collins, but they covered it pretty well. Instead, he comes underneath the Higgins. Here's the deep shot across the field if they had it, but they get underneath that, come underneath the Higgins, and still pick up a nice game. Different receiver tonight for Houston with a catch 20-plus yards as Chubb gets hit by Tyke Smith, who's got a sack in this ball game and a loss on a play of 1. We'll say Jaden Higgins, from what I've seen, and it's a small sample, but I like him. And if you like Nico Collins, you're probably going to like Jaden Higgins because he's built a lot like him. And watching him, and then even the other rookie who we talked about a little bit earlier, Jalen Noel, both out of Iowa State. I think he's got a bright future. This could be a awfully good group when everybody's going. Second and 11, strike. Can't find anyone. Now, As Jacob Parrish, the rookie for Tampa Bay, got under that. A throw for Collins, incomplete. I don't know if CJ felt him coming underneath it or it was just an errant throw. But the fact that this ball is high was a blessing for Stroud. Otherwise, it's intercepted. Because when he lets it go, you see Parrish comes underneath it. He's right there. I mean, if this ball's not thrown as high as it is, he's gonna intercept this ball. So he might have felt it as he's starting to throw, or it might have just been a throw that, fortunately for him, got away from him. There have been no turnovers in this game. C.J. Stroud has been sacked on the last 2 third downs he's faced. 3rd and 11. Gets it away this time. Has a first down with Schultz inside the 10. Good route by Dalton Schultz. He's Mr. Reliable. And against that zone coverage, he knows exactly where he needs to get. Even with a ball that's a little bit behind him, he's able to make a play on it. But the Bucs only rush 4, and they don't even come close to getting near C.J. Stroud. First down and goal. Nico's in the slot. All 6'4" of the Stroud. Second and goal. From inside the 1. They bring blitz. If Nico Collins just tightens this angle to where he's not going up the field, if he goes flatter, he creates more separation and he probably scores. But because he goes up the field, it creates a tougher angle for CJ to get him the football, number 1, and then also then the defender's there to make a play. Second and goal. Here's Chuck. Bottled up. Gets nowhere. Vita Vea. Getting through and made the tackle. Well, you saw Chuck hesitate right after he got the ball. And usually when you do that down here, it's hard to get it across the goal line. There's a little pause because of the penetration. And then from there, it's hard to get it going again from down here this close to the goal line. Gumbawale comes in. He's in the backfield next to Stroud. On 3rd down and goal from now outside the 1. Late clock was a 1. Stroud ends up. Breaks for Collins. And the offense will stay out there for Nico. 4th and goal. They have a chance. It's just so tight. Everything has to be so quick and precise that the double move, he gets the separation, and Stroud doesn't lead him quite so much up the field. It's a touchdown. Not surprised by the decision here at all. We've had back-to-back tries from about the 1. Here's another 4th and goal. McCollum on Nico Collins. It was 1st and goal from the 8. And the Texans can't get it there. It's not growing. Straight stops from the 1 for Tampa Bay. They're still up 4. Straight frustrated.
Is this what life is meant to be?
always be a kid in the strip club throwing a whole lot of ones. I just bought me a brand new whip with some brand new rims and a brand new gun. When I pop out, I smell like a skunk. Get me back, I'll be shaking like a bunk. Fuck around and throw your daddy in the trunk. Hey, bitch, you got him rolling like a junk. I ain't scared it out. Put it on truck. You a bitch, damn bunk. In the NFL with skills in the truck, looking like it's a $50 bill. Get the stick, get your deal. Headshot, put a kill. One rap about niggas, but I got me a deal. Mix a lean with us on the pockets. Green like yellow. I'm a fat Mexican. I'm the sideline. Watch the idiot. Run the scars inside. I'm a throw a phone. The end is I'm a ball. Hole in his face. Got him looking like a donut. So what? I don't need no competition. Baby, let the motherfuckers soak up. But some got toe up. So much in the rig, I be dead. I was with a Hellcat plug, I be stacking. Bitch, if the TV the best, I'm relaxing. Jump in the kitchen and crazy. I wake up and don't know what happened. Bad bitch, butt nigga. Walking with a fatty kid, a pussy like Teddy. Stuck like my motherfucking daddy. They be like, OT, but you're not too sad. So the police say, what to me? My name is Shag. I ain't going for it. They already know I'm tricking him. I tell you, it's corona. You ain't took your medicine in a month. Boy, you going crazy out there. Pick up the phone, OT. I'm a little ways big. I get in the street, but I'm throwing a whole lot of ones. I just bought me a brand new whip with some brand new rims and a brand new gun. When I pop out, I smell like a skunk. Gang banging, I be stacking like a bunk. Fuck around and throw your daddy in the trunk. Hey, I'm bitching, got him walking like a drunk. I ain't get it out, put it on the truck. You a bitch, take a little ways big. I get in the street, but I'm throwing a whole lot of ones. I just bought me a brand new whip with some brand new rims and a brand new gun. When I pop out, I smell like a skunk. Gang banging, I be stacking like a bunk. Fuck around and throw your daddy in the trunk. Hey, I'm bitching, got him walking like a drunk. I ain't get it out, put it on the truck. You a bitch ass punk. She be crying about her boyfriend. I told her Leslie, we can fuck the pain away, ride around with her knock, get my side, get another block, taking money, yup, that's the day. Hit him up with the fight away. All of that missing every day, eat a stripper steak. Don't mean the truck, but need it, I'm a fight away. Came back with a lion head in a zebra case. I got the rap game in the Lamborghini leg lock, fucking like Fred Flintstone. Bitch, I like the bill. I'm
wearing the gloves though back when we played, which he did not. But the reason he wears the gloves is he doesn't want to hurt his hands when he's catching the ball. It has nothing to do with throwing the ball.
All right, taking over at the 1. See if they can get out of trouble here. Irving carries. And he's not able to get to the 5. Second down coming up, but they get a little breathing room. And what we just saw with regard to Houston, they got it down there. They had 3 cracks from the 1. When your leading rusher is your quarterback, that's bad news, and that's maybe one of the reasons why they went away from the run on the final 2 plays.
They lose yardage on second down to Nick Chubb, and they try to throw it on 3rd and 4th down, and obviously don't make it. But that's if this team's going to be the championship team they want to be, they've got to be able to run the football in those situations. They've got to run it when people know they're going to run it, and they got to at least try.
Second down and 6 is Harris. Christian Harris made that play. As he drops Bucky Irving, no gain. And his flag comes in on the play, and Mayfield is celebrating. Let's see why.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 48. It's a 15-yard penalty.
It's on Harris who made the tackle. He got the face mask of Bucky Irving up under the helmet.
They sure did, and man, what a costly penalty that is. Joe, you mentioned it earlier, the penalties they had last week. Now, most of those were offensively, but they've given up a few first downs in this game defensively because of penalties, and that's a big one. I mean, they're backed up, and now they get a new set of downs, and then they get off their own goal line.
There's 5 penalties tonight on Houston. That's their 3rd first down by penalty. Up under the helmet, counts as a face mask. That was the right call. Gives Tampa Bay some room out to their 19, and now Irving gets it to the 20. Here's that sequence, the goal line. You take the Bay, make the stop. Jamel Dean and the tackle on Nico Collins. There's the run.
Like this one, there was just nothing there whatsoever. It's easy to go back after the fact. They hit one of those, nobody's commenting on it. It's a touchdown. But they've had a hard time running the football, and they have to rely on C.J. Stroud when you get down there. Pretty hard to do.
Off the hands on that second down. Couldn't make the grab. There wasn't anything there anyway. It's 3rd down and 10 as the Texans try to get the ball right back.
Yeah, you look at it, it's been a clean game for both offenses in terms of not turning the ball over. And which defense is going to make the game-changing play to really seal victory. And it just feels like for Houston, this defense has done a lot of really good things tonight. Can they make the one big play that they need right now? Blitz coming off the edge with Petrie. Mayfield goes by Petrie and gets the first down. Put down from behind. And Mayfield's hurt. And then gets in the face of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. But a 17-yard carry by Baker Mayfield on 3rd down and 10. Well, you see everybody turn and run, and Baker Mayfield then he sees it open up, and defenders have their backs to him, and off he goes. I mean, this guy is not that fast, but yet he makes plays with his legs. He's not overly athletic by any means, but yet he knows how to play the game and can do just enough in moments like that. Banged his knee into the turf and then popped right up after initially looking like he might have been out. It was down as the catch is made by Irvin. Joe was there for Houston to bring him down. Flag in the secondary, however.
Before the pass was thrown, illegal contact. Defense number 4. First down.
Penalty number 6 against the Texans, and these are two important ones here late. That's on Kamari Lassiter. Yeah, he's riding him up the field. You see, who's got a hold of him? It's on Ryan Miller. 11 penalties in week 1, 7 were on the offense. 6 penalties in week 2, 5 are on the defense for D'Amico Ryans. And they're going to throw the flag. 5 yards.
So start. Offense number 17. The 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
So now first down at 15 with just over 8 to play. Here in Houston, Buccaneers ball up 4. Hand off to Irvin, touchdown. Still rolling. The Texans swarm to the ball. In the end, it's a 5-yard carry. Lassiter gets the stop. You called it, Joe. I mean, there are white jerseys flying all over this field. And now Tampa Bay, they're picking up the tempo. 2nd and 10. This has already been a successful drive for Tampa. Just get field position back. Quick throw, Shipford delivers the shoulder into C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That'll make it 3rd down and short after a gain of about 7. The battle between D'Amico Ryans and Josh Broussard. 3rd down and 3. Four-man rush. Mayfield. That's the play. Rashad White was there for Tampa Bay and got the ball. Danielle Hunter is the one who knocked it out. And White, who recovered the fumble, is not able to get up. A loss of 4, it brings up 4th down, and then the question is, how hurt is Rashad White? Yeah, the angle that he had to go try to get on this football, I didn't think he was going to beat the defender for Houston to the ball. But that was the opportunity that Houston was looking for with the ball on the ground. He takes the helmet right to the ribs. I think Petrie's the one who drills him. That ball just came out of the hands of Baker Mayfield. Tampa Bay gets back on the football, but 4th down when we come back.
Shit, this Lulu back again. You want to show his team. I don't do the yeah. This bitch only pain. My boy fool with that dope. He couldn't with no hand. I'm at the restaurant. My kids on and snaking in my pants. Won't he go to court tomorrow? Hope it's dismissed. So I've been praying. Don't tell me shit about no getting ass bitch. They wasn't a fan. That's how that chopper sound. Hey, get your people off the ground. One way, don't make one mistake. My bitch smuggle pounds. Get out there, I'm some days. Break it down. 4 fingers, juice on back. I'm serving darker than Mr. Brown. I'm shooting out top of if you want me, you want to go get his pistol now. Niggas get a face tan, all of a sudden they killers now. Hey, dude, you accident in this box, pillow time. They told me, we might see that how the chopper stay down. This money make you turn. They how you feeling now? I'm a high, but cooler than a fan. End of me, and you never pussy, boy, don't shake my hand. Frito say, yeah, the lick, I caught them back like what they say. You ain't got a diamond, I ain't in these streets, boy, you can. That's how that chopper sound. Hey, get your people off the ground. That's how that chopper sound. Hey, get your people off the ground. Make sure it get his ish. Wipe his nose, Lord bless it. Get his ass some shit. Bitches smile when they see you, but be hating on your page. Let me find out this smoke. I'ma put you in that grill. Hey, I'm high, but cooler than a fan. End of me, and you know it. Pussy, boy, don't shake my hand. Frito say he had a lick. I caught them back like what they say. You ain't got a diamond. I ain't in these streets, boy, you play. That's how that chopper sound. Get your people off the ground.
Silver on the bench kind of forced his own fumble when his left hand knocked it out of his right. Rashad White was able to get back on top of it, then get up and walk back to the sideline under his own power. And now on 4th down and 6. A punt coming from Riley Dixon with the rookie Jalen Knoll waiting for it for Houston. Here's Blitz. Texans block. Inside the 40. Johnson got through. But there were plenty there for Houston to block that punt by Riley Dixon. You seem like he's pretty confident as far as how he was going to punt the football, as if there was no rush whatsoever. As soon as he got the ball, I better speed that up a little bit. They got close before, and this was the break that the Texans needed. Jakob Johnson, former New England Patriot, got through and got the block punts. The Ravens had a block punt in their game yesterday. That's the second of the young season across the NFL. Stroud throws, and it's behind his target, Hutchinson. Well, Stroud, this is his second read in the progression, and you're going to see as Hutchinson comes across here, the speed in which he hits this hole, and he's through the window, and it just throws a quarterback off. So if he throttles it down a little bit, or if Stroud gets to it sooner. But it's an errant throw, but I can tell you that the color that's out in front of him by Tampa, it scares a quarterback. He didn't want to lead him. Johnson in motion on 2nd and 10, and they just can't run it. Chipmunk is brought down by Antoine Winfield Jr. The crowd has seen enough, and it's 3rd down and long. Under 6 to go. We'll see what Todd Bowles, he's been awfully aggressive, as he always is, but he's been dialing it up even more here as of late. He did there. What will he do here on 3rd down? Texans under 3.5 yards per rush. That's a big story in this game. It's 3rd down and 10. Slows a pick to Levante David, but it's 4th down. That was a gift that David returned.
And it's 4th and 10. Well, true to form, Todd Bowles brings a zero blitz. There's no middle safety. Here they all come. They're locked up. And somebody's just got to win right away and give Stroud a place to go with the football. Now, you can't do that. And you can't take a sack. At least now they have an opportunity to try to come away with some points.
How about 3 plays and no yards for the Texans after that block punt? And now the field goal try by Fairbairn from 53. And he's able to bend it in. He's got a 1-point game. Here in week 2.
When you take one, it kind of feels like you're stealing, right? Jokes on you, sticky fingers. They have plenty more in the back.
On the dope, boy, the one they talking about. All these gossiping ass niggas got my name in their mouth. I know the bad bitches, but no niggas who bitches too. They should bleed once a month. Cause that what these bitches do. You a bitch. And your bitch should expose you. All that pillow talking, nigga, that was the hoes do. You a bitch. Word to my niggas short around.
Much to the chagrin of C.J. Stroud, they got no yardage after that block punt. They do get the field goal. Fairbairn's third from beyond 50 yards already on the season. He made 13 at range a year ago. And we've got a 1-point game in Texas. Will land in the end zone. Means it's out to the 35. We'll give you tonight's game recap brought to you by Gillette as Baker Mayfield goes back to work. Scoring came early. Made it 15-10. This catch and run in the second quarter. It stayed that way seemingly forever. Then the McLaughlin miss. The stop by the Buccaneers on second, third, and 4th and goal from the walk. The block punt a moment ago by Jacob Johnson. It led to no yards, but 3 points at the right foot. And Fairbairn just sneaks it in to make it 14-13. From the 35, toss to Irvin, running left. Big play by Houston's defense. Lassiter out there to make the stop in the game.
This has been an absolute defensive battle, watching both these teams. And what a job Tampa did on that last series. As you said, Joe, not giving up any yards, bringing the pressure, and not giving up any more than 3 points after the block punt. Pretty impressive. Now, you watch Tampa offensively, they've got more yards rushing than they do passing. There's nothing they'd love more than to just be able to give the ball to Bucky Irving like they tried to do there on first down and then wind this block down. But Houston's not going to allow that.
There's Irving and White in the game. This is White. Broke one tackle. Can't break any tackle by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And a gain of 2 with 3rd and long.
Yeah, so this is always a big down in football, and you go back at the end of the game and see, okay, well, who won the 3rd downs? That's a big step in determining who ultimately walks away a winner. And Tampa has continued to dominate, whereas Texans have had a hard time, just like they did last week. Tampa right now, 50%. It's a big down for both these teams, but Houston's got to make a stop.
Mayfield on
They pull out the linebackers. They only rush 4. And here comes Will Anderson. They try to chip with Auten, and he just keeps playing because Daniil Hunter, this rushing mate opposite of him, forces Mayfield up in the pocket. It looked like they were hoping to try to take a shot down the field on the one-on-one look, but they didn't get it.
This time, Dixon gets rid of it much faster. 4 sacks tied for the Houston defense.
Throws it to Terrell. Still yelling. Yeah. Here's my on the play. Help! The flag came out late. And maybe with Draymond Smith, with that block, it looked like it was close to being in the back, but after the flag came out, they pick it up, and D'Amico Ryans knows his team is set up at the 26 of Tampa Bay, and they're inside field goal range already. Yeah. So it's complaining. You know, you hear people speak each and every week after these games. It's all three phases. Tonight, it's at least been two of them for the Houston Texans with the defense and now the special teams after the block punt, the return now by Noah. And they're trying to carry this offense into the end zone if they can or win. 53-yard return. The rookie Noah. He was all Big 12 special teamer last year, and the rookie has set him up. Vita Vea makes that stop on Nick Chubb. And a gain of just one as we are coming up on 2.5 minutes left, each side with 3 timeouts. Well, when Jalen Noel, when he got in the open space, this guy's got some burners, and he could scoop. So I thought, you know, Dixon slowed him down a little bit. He's gone. Houston running backs in this game, 14 carries, 32 yards. That's it. Jim's got 18. Inside, Thomas Howard has a team on the inside. McCollum takes a bad angle, as does Winfield. Everybody's up at the line once he gets past. Touchdown, Houston. And if they convert, it's a 7-point game. Just 0 for 2 last year on 2-point tries. Did not try on week 1. Step out and trickle. And down he goes. Plays made by Deion Jones. And this is a 5-point game. Well, Gumbawale, he's in the backfield. You got to secure the inside first. He's got to help here. Instead, he goes outside, and you can see Jones then has a straight shot. Trying to sort through that, and here he comes. And Hassan Reddick off the other side. And here's a look at the touchdown by Nick Chubb. 4 yards on that carry, 25 yards, and he had all night. At 18 before that. And Stroud knew it right away once he got past the line of scrimmage. And after the Texans, their 5th play of 25-plus yards in this game. And I'll say this for Nick Caley, first-year offensive coordinator. It has been ugly trying to run the ball tonight, but he stayed with it, and he gets a 25-yard touchdown carry by Nick Chubb, his first since week 12 last year with Cleveland. Tampa's had some ways they've kind of been trying to hand it to the Texans, and the Texans haven't been able to take advantage of it. You just keep knocking at the door. Eventually, something's going to give, and it finally did with Nick Chubb. But you saw what Baker Mayfield did last week. He's going to get another opportunity tonight. Here's Johnson. to the 30. With 2:04 remaining in the game, 3 timeouts.
During the return, holding on the receiving team, number 98. The 10-yard penalty. It's first down.
Well, back the Buccaneers up to the 20 with 2:04 to go. Next week's Monday Night Football matchup, a great one in week 3. The Detroit Lions, the Baltimore Ravens. Peyton and Eli's alternate broadcast on ESPN2 coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6 o'clock Eastern. Jared Goff, 334, 5 touchdown passes, 5 incompletions yesterday in that big win over the Bears, and Lamar Jackson, 4 touchdown passes, no picks.
After the offense's showings last week, this defensive coordinator not going to get much sleep this week.
A lot of room for everything. 10 plus. We're at the 2-minute warning with exactly 1:56 to go. 3 timeouts. Touchdown. Should hear late.
That's a slow meal. Type of girl that already be wet before you touch. She love with my chain, smack her face when we flow. I love me a shit that get a taste for that ice car bust, middle part bust, French tips bust, super wet bust. Suction, gave me a concussion, bubble booty bustin', everything bustin', everything bustin'. Everything bustin'. Everything bustin'. Come and get near me. I just said that she was thinking it. Let me tongue kiss it, that pussy talk. I'ma sleep with it. Put the towel down. I'm some pick and choose that. For you touch, she love with my chain, smack her face when we flow. For that little bust, 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 suction, concussion, bust, so when we fucking, let me see it, gray on niggas and punch pussy for me. She been inside all this one, she back outside the summer. Say that he done, slide on me now. Brand new Ferrari, been come fuck they ain't let jack. Pretty girl the best, bad host to myself. Let's have rich sex, with my tank tight when we fuck me. It's kiss that lit. It's kiss that lit. It's kiss that lit.
Picked up the flag. We're thinking it could either be this or a Goombawala with a grab on Ryan Miller. Did you see anything, Russell York?
No, Joe, I didn't. On that first one, you see a hand on the back and a hand on the shoulder. I didn't see any extension pushing from the back. I'm glad they didn't call that for a block in the back. And then you saw the beginnings of a potential hold where he had his hand, but I didn't see a clear restriction as he passed by. I'm glad they picked up the flag.
Well, so are the Texans. 53 yards later, and then a couple more plays, they were in the end zone.
I don't know if I'm glad or not glad. I don't know where my emotion is on that, but I have seen more, a lot less called.
First down for Tampa Bay, down by 5. Mayfield has to come underneath. Pass is caught in a short game. Remember, it's worth saying again. As you look at Mayfield, since he became a Buccaneer, he's got 22 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter or overtime, most in the league. Buccaneers are without their 2 starting tackles. Mayfield airs it out for incomplete. With Stingley out there in coverage, and those 2 have battled. Stingley has had the upper hand. We get coverage all night by him. They've been a great battle. Some of that man coverage and things that they've done, and you thinking that you've got a little more room to throw the football. Been pretty tight trying to get the ball to Evans along the boundary. He's been targeted 10 times. That's 4 pitches, 3rd and 10. Mayfield out to his right, looking for help. He's in the air now. Has a Buka. Well, it was such a great job by Mayfield as he gets outside the pocket and then finding a Buka down the field. I mean, this ball, while he's on the run, is absolutely perfect. It's worth talking about, Troy, as you look at this throw and the missed chance for a Buka. Tampa Bay has 3 timeouts left, but they're choosing to go for it on 4th and 10. Pressure out the Mayfield slips through. And he's taking a first down by Gardner Johnson. Jolo couldn't break it down, and Baker Mayfield gets the big first down. So he's not moving as well as he can, but it opens up. He takes it and just does what he does. 15 yards on 4th and 10. The Buccaneers alive. Catch made by the tight end, and he's out of bounds with 52 seconds left. And 3 timeouts on the board for the Buccaneers, down 5. Pretty good. You're going to see here Baker is looking in the pressure. Here they come, and he just escapes. And everyone running in man coverage with their backs to Mayfield. They don't know he's got the football. 2nd down, the ball at the 45 of Houston. Will Anderson and Emil Hunter are not on the field. And a timeout, I think, wisely taken by Houston because of that. I think those guys are out of breath. They've been chasing Baker Mayfield this entire second half, coming after these 2 tackles. And Houston has to use a timeout to stop the clock. Yeah, and we do need to remind you, we're coming up on the start of this second game. At the top of the hour, Brock Bowers, who was iffy during the week with a bad knee. That's a big weapon that's out there for Las Vegas tonight. He's good to go in that battle in the AFC West against the Chargers. Both teams won. They flew back to the decision to go for it on 4th down. Todd Bowles looking at it saying we're going to have to make a stop regardless. We can give up 3 points and it's still a 1-possession game. Why not go for it here? And it paid off. Second down and 2. Irving. Alshire can make the stop. Irving still getting on the inside of 25. And timeout Tampa Bay. That's just their first with 42 seconds left. But they have to get it into the end zone. How good is Bucky Irving? I mean, he just has a feel knowing that David is going to be in Aziz Al-Shaair in coverage, and he just puts his foot in the ground and gets going north and south. You see how hard he is to get to the ground. And what an impact he has made on this football team since he was drafted in the 4th round. Derek Barnett got a hand inside, not just the shoulder pads, but the necklace of Baker Mayfield. Worked it. And Joe, quick point there, that's not a foul because he was still in the pocket, so he can't have a horse foul. First down from the 23. And they got Hunter and Anderson both on the field. Mayfield protected. Irvin out of the backfield, 1-on-1, and he lowers his shoulder and tries to go right through Toho. And got 5 and stops the clock with 34 seconds left. Yeah, all the time in the world for Tampa Bay with 2 timeouts remaining. Buccaneers trying to get to 2-0 for the 5th straight year. They've got 18 yards to go. Evans down to the 7. And it'll be first down and goal from the 7-yard line, and the clock continues to run with 2 timeouts. These off coverage, they're trying to disguise a blitz, but they're not able to get home, but it opened up a lot of room. Clock running. That's out of bounds, hit by Gardner Johnson at the 2. And it's second and goal with 9 seconds left. 9 seconds left, and because of the 2 timeouts, they don't have to throw the football. In essence, the touchdown wins it. Second and goal, ball just outside the 2. Rashad White again. Well, look for him. He's the red zone threat for Tampa Bay. And that timeout is taken by Houston. 9 seconds to go. 2 timeouts. And the playbook is wide open for first-time offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard. He was in charge of their 3rd down plays a year ago. Cut his teeth with the Miami Dolphins last year. He was working for Liam Cohen, and now it's all on him. It's all on him, and I'm not so sure that I wouldn't just run it here twice. Houston did not do it when they were down here and couldn't get it in. We'll see what Tampa Bay has in mind. I didn't listen, man. No signal yet. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rashad White. On top with 6 seconds to go. He's been doing it all night. Contact before the line, and he just keeps moving the pile. We've seen it. We saw it all last year. I told you he gets stronger as the game goes along. And with the game on the line and them needing to play, he just carries them right into the end zone. Alshire couldn't stop him. And now going for 2 of the Buccaneers. There's only 6 seconds left in the ball game. And Tampa Bay will use a timeout as the Texans are staring at an 0-2 start. And I've been saying it all night. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 6 seconds away from starting this season 2-0 as they've done the previous 4 years.
Well, I think right here, Joe, Tampa's got to be smart, or Mayfield has to be smart. Everybody needs to be what they're going to try to do here. Because on this 2-point play, you give the defense an opportunity to return it, and just they don't necessarily need the points.
Their first 2-point try of the year. Mayfield is just going to get rid of it out of the back of the end zone. And Mayfield took a lot of hits here tonight and a lot of low hits from this Houston defense. Not saying it was dirty, but he's just been through a lot here in week 2.
No doubt. And even on that last play, Joe, he got hit hard. And he is it's going to be interesting to see how he comes out of this game for next week, because he has been a battler. And it's what you come to expect from him. But they did it last week. They needed to make plays. Mayfield makes it on 4th down. Here's the last hit that he's pretty beat up tonight. A lot of guys are. This is a physical game, both sides of the ball.
So 6 seconds remain. The Texans do have a timeout. Compare the 2 quarterbacks. And numbers don't blow you away. The difference tonight, the run game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, albeit with that 25-yard carry by Nick Chubb for Houston, that was the only bright spot all night of the ground game for the Texans.
Yeah, that was their demise. Everything was on C.J. Stroud. Just really couldn't get anything going, and they're still trying to find their footing under the first-time offensive coordinator, Nick Taylor.
Here is a return Trayvon Smith, and that's it. The clock expires as Smith brought it out, and this game is over. As Tom Brady comes.